Chasing Truth, Sean Graham here for the Dark Waters channel over on the Paranormal Radio app, Dark Waters, darkWaters.com. Chasing the Truth on Chasing the Truth, Sean G on YouTube over there. And holy cow, you won't believe what happened today. Holy crapola. Wow, I didn't have internet for over 14 hours. This is just incredible how I got on. The internet just came back about an hour ago, so please forgive if this comes around more sloppy than usual. The Vault Nightmares, there you are. Yeah, buddy, this thing just, I don't know what happened. Apparently some truck went into and decided to sideswipe or go into a internet hub that knocked out 100 square mile radius of internet. I couldn't go seek internet unless it was on my little puny phone. Look there, what's up? Oh my God. All I can tell you about we're ready for another screaming night of Unscreened Open Lines. That's what we're here for, and that's what we're about ready to do. So tighten your seat belts, get ready for a ride is all I can tell you. Let's see what we got over here. And thank you for popping in. Like, share, and subscribe as you usually do. And for those folks that, if you want to, help aid, become part of the Chasing the Truth, the Truthers side of things, you can donate a thumbs up, you can donate a share, and you can donate a subscribe to my channel, Chasing the Truth, Sean G, over on YouTube if you're over on the Paranormal app. Or you can donate to me via PayPal or Cash App. Graham, Graham, SM2244 is on both of them, PayPal and Cash App. That's up to you. A thumbs up is just as good as anything else, or even a subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000. Actually, Vald and I talked earlier today concerning, hey, how you going to go online? You already knew that there was an internet outage for my region because of some crazy whatever happening with a truck accident, I believe. But it finally come back online. Wild, crazy times we go on, and, a truck can take out my show. Isn't that weird? A truck. Anyway, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling for this Wednesday night edition of Chasing the Truth? Wow. Oh, I got to tell you, let's turn this off and go over here to the chat room. Can you believe it? A truck accident can take out my show. Which, there you go. I was kind of wondering, okay, do I stream anything? Well, I can't. John Paul, what's up? Salute, brother. Lisa Ray, what's up? We got Silent Rain. Hello to all. Hello to you. One Man Band. What's going on, Gene? Hello, hello, hello. Of course, the hot number, the hot topic, the little digits that you need to know to get a piece of paper and a pencil or ink pen, crayon, magic marker, write it in the dust on the wall. 931-994-6917. That's the number to call to share your truths with me. And all I can tell you is, holy cow, the incredible stories that have fell in my lap over the past month. Can you believe it? Thanks to Vault Nightmares for being on my show, 2 shows. One over here last Wednesday, and then Saturday night he had another one with me, and we went over some crazy stuff concerning Dogman Bigfoot and what's on his property. But, tonight, that's it. Bass. Holy cow. Let me get another sip of this coffee. A little sip here. Medium dark roast. This is, I think this is branded Walmart brand. Yeah, it's actually pretty decent, believe it or not. Can't go without it. The One Man Band Podcast. Glad to see you guys. If you look down in the description over on the Chasing the Truth Sean G, you can find all the descriptions of getting in touch with me after the fact, my email address, my socials, all that crazy crap. But looks like, now forgive me because I usually spend a little bit more time than I think I spent all of 20 minutes getting this show up and running. Just because, holy cow, I was actually on the phone with Miss T, and I said, wait a minute, I got internet back. I got the internet back. So after that, that was about an hour ago. And here I am. I was like, well, I already did the poster, I was fumbling around with the poster. So if you like the poster, I just did that off the top of I actually piecemealed together a couple of 3 posters, and it popped together, and that seems to be pretty good for what I typically cover with this show. Anything paranormal, anything supernatural, cryptid, dogman, Bigfoot, near-death experiences. Did you time travel? Or are you from another dimension? I want to hear from you. 931-994-6917. Holy smokes. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, definitely. Call that number. Let's see what I got hopping over here on the internet. As I usually do, I'll go over to my Flipboard. I was about ready to say shit. The stuff I go over there to look at, to say, and I only had about 2.5 minutes, but seems like we got some stuff to talk about, at least to get the show topics maybe stirring in the background. I don't know. We'll see. For Flat Rock Booger, buddy, thank you for all those incredible sounds that you donated. Those things that you recorded off your back porch. Whatever the hell is back there, it screams and yells. And I might have to play a little bit of that a little later if it gets takes a minute or two for this show to get it going. But looks like we got some Phantom and Monster action from phantomsandmonsters.com. But let me switch gears here and turn the actual Safari on to where you can see it. First off, 22 creepy cryptids from around the world. And let's see what we got here. Let me pop this up. I got too many freaking windows up. This is from Mental Floss, which, is dated September 27th, so that's 2 days ago, by Aaron McCarthy. And you got a nice little, it looks like some Bigfoot, dogman down in Louisiana, looks like there. Looks like maybe a lizard or ocean there, and then we got another Bigfoot or whatever. What the hell is that? Right there over Europe, up next to Sweden. Then we got some spiny dinosaurs there in Africa, and bats and more cryptid stuff over here, and I don't know what the heck that is over in Japan. Wow. So let's go down here and look at this. We got a Yeti, Loch Ness Monster, Moko Mbimbi. I butchered the hell out of that. Is full of cryptids. Merriam-Webster defines cryptid as an animal that has been claimed to exist but never proven to exist. Cryptozoologist George E. Herbert has broken the creatures down into 10 categories, including seemingly paranormal, supernatural entities, and some animal-like characteristics. Survival of species known only from fossils and the fossil records into modern times. Animals not known from this fossil record nor related to any known species, but below are just a few of the many cryptids around the world. So we got Mongolian deathworm. That sounds pretty good. And where is that rascal from? Let's see. Mongolian deathworm. Ogi Kork. I'm sorry, but my southern tongue can't wrap it around that last one. Ogi Kork Hoy? I don't know. Large intestine worm. Giant red poisonous spitting creature lives in. Let's see. We got one-man band on here. Hold on just a second. One-man band. Let me get you popped into where we can hear you. Wait just a second. All right, now you are officially one-man band's on the radio. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, nothing. Just another day out here on the Reds, I guess you could say.
Another day on the Reds. Holy crap. So what's going on? Anything interesting going on?
Man, I was looking around, and I was doing some research on the Cherokee Nation. I got they've been putting out a lot of posts out on they hit 400,000 registered members, and I was looking up some stuff. That's the tribe I'm registered to. I'm not proud of it, to be honest with you, but anyways, that's another time. That's another conversation for another time. But no, I I had come across a story from an elder of ours down here, and I thought it might pique your interest a little bit.
All right.
She's out here in eastern Oklahoma. So she was out there going. She was hanging out at night, and with you're never supposed to be outside at night. When the light comes on, it's time to come in. Well, she lived in the middle of nowhere, very few lights, and she said her and her brothers was out there. They was out there kind of just hanging out, on the porch, and it's getting about dark, and they hear this whine, but it's more of like a yip, a soft yip. And,
okay.
We're not really supposed, you're not supposed to be going out and investigating stuff. If it happens to you and you see it, you see it. That's just kind of the vibe. That's kind of what goes on, Well, her brothers went out there and went and looked at it. This is also, by being in mind, this is also in the 50s.
50s?
This happened in the 50s.
All right.
And they said that they walked around the woods for a while and they got to this clearing. And they heard that they kept following the sound. It's the yipping sound, and they thought it was coyotes. Well, I was like, well, maybe we can catch a coyote. Just being Indian boys, that's kind of what you just kind of get into stuff like that sometimes. But they said that they kind of peeked around this tree and they looked in this clearing, and they said this yipping that came from this thing. They said it was a very big dog, and it was on its hind feet walking around out there yipping. And they described it as being black, solid black. They couldn't see the eyes or nothing, but they said that they were thinking it was a coyote, but they said, I think it's too big for it to be a coyote on its hind feet like that. And so they kind of, they watched it walk across this field, this little clearing. It wasn't a very big clearing. And they watched it walk on its hind feet, and they said it looked kind of like it was like the legs were deformed at the bottom, kind of like it was backwards. And I thought that was pretty interesting. That kind of piqued my interest. I was like, man, I guess I don't have very many dogman stories. The last dogman story I told on the channel, man, it's pretty wild. I didn't, it gave me goosebumps when I heard it live in person when she was telling it, around our little storytelling we got. But yeah, I thought, that's a little interesting story, that's kind of getting not hidden, but just kind of something that people see all the time,
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, any other, let's see, you mentioned that you cannot go out and hunt these things, but if it happens right in front of you, you can. So, why can't you go out and hunt these things for the Cherokee culture?
Well, as I said, I'm Heinz 57, so Cherokees believe this is kind of the pull that I have, and me and Vol have talked about this. It's kind of a pull that I feel sometimes, because Cherokees, they want to tell everything. They're the most transparent. They're like, hey, this is what's going on. They got their own YouTube page, and they do the whole thing. And I'm Creek, I'm Kiowa. They're more kind of, I'm Cheyenne, a little bit Cheyenne. And they're kind of like, don't say that, or that's a little too spicy. But I think it's that old adage. This is in all cultures. You don't go looking for something that you don't want to see. And I think that's to me, no offense to anybody's in the chat that, that they're Bigfoot, they like to go out there and look for them. And you had a guy on this past, from what I heard, I haven't heard the Saturday show. I was out and about. I had some work obligations and things like that. But from what I've heard from just people talking, I'm not a believer in going out and finding these things. And that's my belief. That's a lot. I've run into people that have, people in my tribe, tribal towns, I've talked to a few natives out here, and they're just like, we don't go out and look for it, because if you're meant to see it, you're meant to see it.
Right.
And to me, I kind of look not really look crazy yet. People go out and try to look for Bigfoot, Dogman, things like that, or Sasquatch, things like that. But, you know, the Eastern Subcoast, you're not going to find them if they don't want you to see them. You know, that's Bigfoot.
So they got to reveal themselves to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's you know, I think I mentioned this before, but anybody that's went out and seen Bigfootville, there was a Seminole man on there that he broke it down for everybody. If you want to really know some inside baseball on what natives, you know, what we think about it, and, you know, some things that we believe about it and that we think that they can do, that's Bigfootville. You can find it on, if you have a Roku, you can find it on there. You just type in Bigfootville. To me, and it's based out of Oklahoma, you know, all over the southern part of the state. And it's a little bit of, you know, there's some, the lady from Cindy Bear, she used to be a reporter here in Tulsa, where I, you know, here in Oklahoma. And, you know, it's, to me, I think in my honest opinion, I think they know medicine. I know they know some things. There's no way that they'll be able to disappear, you know, or blend in. That's my opinion. You know, it's interesting. You know, it's just interesting to hear the different opinions about people thinking that they can kind of interdimensional travel, or they have the cloaking ability. To me, I think it's more grounded. You know, you know, us natives, we've been calling them a tribe for God knows, you know, 100,000 years. You know, I think they know some things. I know they know old world things that we don't know, that we forgot. You know, that as a people.
True enough. I'm trying to find Bigfootville and put it up on the screen. There's not too much out there to find it, but there you go.
It was on Discovery Channel back in the early 2000s, and I think it kind of revealed a little bit too much, man. There was a guy out there. He was a hunter. He was out there in Adair, Oklahoma, and he was in the middle of, I don't even know where he was at. I mean, there's so much dang country out there, and you could tell. I mean, they had rocks thrown at him. All this is live on camera, you know. I mean, they were in middle of nowhere, you know, shadows in the background, and but it's on Roku. I found it on Roku. You type in, I mean, if you guys have a Roku, anybody out there, you know, don't want to pay for DirecTV, but or whatever, you know. I found it on there. It's yeah, you just type it in on the search, and I found it, and it's to me, it's the best. It's the best Bigfoot documentary. It's the most honest, in my opinion, and that's me being biased because I'm from here, from Oklahoma, where it was shot. It's hard for me to you know, equate my experiences and other people's experiences with people from the West and Northwest and the South parts and places like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many stinking stories, you know. I mean, and that's one thing that I was talking to, this was a couple months ago. I was talking to somebody, you know, went to this storytelling that we had, in a tribal town, kind of near where I mentioned about when Vault was on last Wednesday, I mentioned about the translucent arm that I'd seen and I guess I don't know what the hell it was. It was like Predator out there, and it's near this, but it's actually about a mile away. And you know, we was out there with everybody telling stories, and I think they know that when there's a lot of people, you know, that know things, you know, heritage, you know, Indians, you know, natives, skins, whatever you want to call them, mm-hmm. They're out there, you know, they know when we're all around, they know when we're together, but we was out there, you know, and my uncle's he always was saying that there was things out there kind of at the tree line. They wouldn't bother him or nothing, but he was saying that, yeah, they come up to the tree line. I don't ever see them, but I can hear them, you know, you can hear them running through there. And we was all sitting out there telling stories, and man, all of a sudden you hear, it sounded like a freight train was going through the woods about probably 50 yards away from where we was all sitting in this clearing, next to the house. And it was like a freight train. It was like, you know, it was like just, you could hear trees snapping. Right. He said he went out there, and he said, man, he's like, it looked like it was stinking, you know. He's like, it kind of seemed like they got mad, like somebody said something and they understood it. Cause I mean, there's a lot of language going out there. Different tribes are out there. Shawnee was out there. Seminole was out there. Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Osage. There was all types of people out there that night. You never know who was doing some things, but.
So you think some of these supernatural creatures were attracted to all these different Indian tribes out there?
I think so. I believe that, because the reason why I believe that is there's a certain energy that we give off. It's different, especially. And I'm not talking about the people that they claim they're people that know the heritage. They know where they come from. People that they know things. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know a little bit. I know some things, and there's just an energy that's given off when there's a bunch of us together. And I think that they kind of, because I'll tell another story. We was out there, so we used to do storytelling every year, and we used to do hay rides. There'd be 300 of us out there, 300 natives out there, just having a good time. No, not drinking around or nothing, but just kind of, but kind of more just hanging out, telling stories, eating some chili, some fried bread, nothing too crazy, just having a good time out there. And they had a hayride one year, and they was telling stories about East Aquanaya, which is, I told a few stories about that and my experience with them. And the legend goes is if you see this snake, and anyone can see this snake. It's not just a native thing. It's a snake. You can't talk about it for a year. And that's the legend. And when we were talking about all these crazy stuff out here in the middle of nowhere, pastures, we're out in the middle of nowhere. And forests all around us, and then you get to clearings, and we're, so we get to the road, and we're just kind of, the guys pulling us, and off on the hill, right where we saw that translucent thing that we saw when I was a little kid. There was a fire up there, like a thick fire, you could tell. And, I don't know what was going on, but I said, is there somebody live up there? Cause it's kind of on down a little bit. And they were like, no, nobody lives up there, man. That's all woods back there. Well, they said they went back up there and there was nothing up there because they were thinking it was a forest fire. You got to make sure you got some volunteer firefighters, around there. And they was like, we'll make sure tomorrow, see if there ain't, let us know if it gets going too much. But they went out there and there was no embers or nothing, but it was a big old fire. I mean, it was probably from where we were at. It was probably, I would say it was in like about basketball size. So we were that far away. And so there's things out there, and somebody mentioned something too that kind of piqued my interest as they're talking about, this might have been in the Sasquatch Chronicles, with Wes Germer. And, they talk about, the light, like, it might have been on your show, actually. I think that's true. There's people can, I'm not like the guys you had on, man. I don't know. I even put it in the chat. I said, I don't know about all this.
You're talking about that owl man. What's his name?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I said, man, anyone can tell their story. Anybody can say what they're going to say. But I'll say this. That light that people see when they see Bigfoot or Sasquatch or Eastern Chupacabra, I believe that that's connected. There's something going on because I have heard stories of that light, but people didn't see the Sasquatch. They saw the light. My dad told us. My dad has seen. He works as he's all over the county or all over North County, all over the state doing all types of. He has his own business. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, but he said he's been out there, when it gets fall time and winter time, it gets dark at 5 o'clock here. And he said, man, I've been out there sometimes, and he's like, he said, there's blue lights out there. He said, I'll see blue lights just traveling through the woods.
Right.
He said he's probably seen it 10 to 20 times is how many times he's seen it. I mean, he's seen it a lot of times out there in the middle of nowhere. But but my explanation for this is, and this is going to sound not crazy, but it's an explanation that I can digest. Back in the day when they were raiding different white settlements and white homes and there was gold and silver, they would hide their treasure. Well, back in the old ways, they would put medicine on this treasure. And I've heard multiple stories of a blue light protecting this treasure. I've also heard multiple stories about Sasquatch protecting this treasure.
That's interesting.
Now, that's a different theory. That's a different line of thinking. But that's what I think what's going on is that, you know, there might have been a deal struck back in the old days and, you know, I don't know. But that blue light, from what I've heard from stories from, you know, people that I know and I'm close to, is I think that blue light is protecting, you know I'm talking about, the blue light that people see in the woods that, you know, traveling through. It looks like it. Okay.
I had Edward called in twice talking about being flashed by a blue light while driving.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one? Over in High Point, North Carolina is where he said he encountered this thing. And that was one of those memorable, I could probably recite that story left and right for the next few years. So that's just one of those, holy cow.
That was a crazy story though. But no, it's, you know, that's one thing that I found interesting about that is that blue light. I don't know what and that's what piqued my interest with what the guy that you had on. Honestly, I don't know his name. I think he said it was Owlman, I think is what he called himself. But I found it because there's different. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah,
that dude's name was Robert Cruz, and you know I was actually on Mogion's Monsters live thing last night, and I said some of it I believed, some of it was kind of hard to swallow, especially the part where he said Bigfoot was in the suburbs of bigger cities in small parts that were only 3 or 4 acres big. And I talked with my buddy and your buddy, Vault, and I said, hey, what do you think about that? He said, well, I don't know about that. Have you ever seen the scat from a Bigfoot? Nope. I said, it's big and it's smelly. I said, like skunk smelly? He said, yep. Well, how the hell are you going to hide that in a small park like that? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just one. You know, is some of it real? Probably. Some of it, it's up to you. When you do these unscreened callers.
I don't have an answer.
Shit, my Amazon assistant.
Is that Alexa?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, she's listening in as always. But anyway, you know, it's doing these unscreened phone calls. You get what you get. You know, it's not like DW. He goes out and vets these folks. That's their stories. Yeah, I get that. But there's some part of that you gotta go down that road. But you do these unscreened callers, you get some wild stories. Yeah, obviously, if you listen to my stuff and you listen to old Art Bell stuff, yeah, definitely. But that's up to the listener to put that out there and say, hey, if you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. If you kind of halfway do and halfway don't, no problem with that at all. I've actually had a couple of people, Tom Horn for one, that went out and I let him spill his gut for 2 hours over UFOs, and at the end of it, I said, I don't believe a word you just said. I ended it at that thing, and I know that I'm chasing the truth, but I have to have my opinion out there every once in a while. Do I believe this owl man, Robert Rick, or whatever, Ricky's what he's called himself? Do I believe him? Sort of, kind of, and sort of, kind of don't. But that's me. Will I have him on?
There's facets that he says that I'm kind of like, like the blue light. Like I said, I've heard multiple stories. I mean, from old heads, like old way people that like, yeah, these blue lights are doing something, and they didn't see any Bigfoot or anything or Sasquatch or nothing, but they said that these blue lights, they just travel. It's like they just it's like we're walking in the forest type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he hit a chord with me I thought about calling in on, what was it? Like it was Wednesday when he was on there. Or it was Saturday and then Wednesday, I think, wasn't it? Or
There's two
I think it was
Saturdays.
Wednesday.
He was on both Saturday shows I had. You know, he
Okay,
called in
so it
both
was the
Saturdays.
Saturday. So it was not this past Saturday, but I thought about calling in and asking like what those blue lights were because, or what he thought or whatever he heard, because that is a thing that's a fixture. They call it a ghost light or like a phantom light.
Yeah.
With our people, because like it's something you see across a field. It's just like walking across as if nothing. It's just like, and it like will go over cattle. Cattle don't even notice it. Like, I have had people tell me that, or tell stories like that, and that's what I was curious about that. I thought I'd just come on and just kind of. There's an inkling of truth in there, in my opinion, but there's also some things where I'm like, the hell going on? I don't even like. I popped in the middle of that Saturday one, and I was like, what is even going on? And like, I was like, man, this guy's talking crazy right now.
Yeah. Well, that's was it entertaining? Yeah, if you look at it from a perspective, if you consume, what I do and what other people do on the internet as interviewing these folks or asking for stories, if you consume it from an entertainment point of view, yeah, it was entertaining. Absolutely. If you're looking from a truth point of view, that's, use your own barometer on that, your truth barometer, whether you believe part of it or not, or some of it and some of it, no. That's up to you. I'm a 50-50 on that guy. Do I believe all of it? Absolutely not. I'll be right there up front with you. I don't believe everything he said. Do I believe some of it? Yeah, some of it sounded like it was pretty ringing true. And from what I understand from Vault after our lengthy conversation, he believes some of it and he believes some of it ain't. But there was a lot of stuff that went on in the background with, I think, some betting was going on. But I'll let that come out if I ever have him on one of my shows, either here over on my channel or over on Dark Waters channel, and let him, tell his story and let him bet himself out. So if that does come to that, but yeah, hey, that's another day. Right now, I'm doing this open line stuff. So there you go.
Yes, sir. Let me go ahead. I'll get off here. Let somebody else call in. But I always gotta leave you with a story.
Go right ahead, bud.
And okay, so this story. Anyone, like I said, anyone know, if you know where the Cherokee Nation's capital is at, like where it's at, you'll know exactly, the school I'm talking about. So my grandma she had a pretty rough life. She's full, 3/4 Cherokee and Heinz 57, the rest of 25%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I call it. I don't even know. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, she was a mix between a lot of stuff. But so she went to this school. That's it resides in the Cherokee Nation, in the heart of the Cherokee Nation, in the capital. And growing up, she kind of had a hard life, and she went there, and she'd always tell me these ghost stories. This is a ghost story, by the way. There was a girl that committed suicide. That was a frequent thing back in the old days because the school that I'm talking about was also an orphanage for people that obviously didn't have families or their family was locked up or things like that. Indian kids, Indian children, and it was a girl that committed suicide, and she said she would hear, and this is before her time, but she would hear things and it'd be just like doors wouldn't unlock and things like that. So fast forward, I was a young tyke, a young lad, and I was going to the Cherokee camp. We had a little Cherokee camp during the summertime. I used to be fluent Cherokee. Me and my little brother fluent Cherokee, and things happened. But we had a teacher. I'll never forget the old guy. He was telling a story. He used to help, with the monitoring of the people that stayed in the dorms, because in this school there's a dorm because they take natives from all over the country at the time that they did these dorms. And at the time I went to this church camp, they took people from all over the country to stay, and they stayed in these dorms. And I was sitting there, and the guy that I told, the guy that I had, he passed, but he had told the story about the monkeys as a kid. He looked out and he saw the monkeys. Well, he was saying, he was always letting us know, hey, don't go here at a certain time of the day because there's something going to happen. Well, this guy that was teaching the Cherokee camp, and we did a tour of the dorms, and the security guard was sitting outside, kind of husky Cherokee guy, like, real thick. I would say fat, but, I'd call him thick, whatever. I don't know what the terminology is nowadays. I give up. He goes, man, I'll tell y'all boys what. He said, man, I don't know what's going on with this door. And we're like, what do you mean what's going on with the door? He said, the security door, when I go to hit it to let people in, he said, it won't open. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, it won't open. He said, it barely opened for y'all. I had to keep hitting on that button and it finally let him in. So when we walked in and we was talking to him, and he said, and the door stayed open because you got to hit the button and you can kind of lock it or whatever, kind of in place, and the door closed by itself. I was like, that's a little weird, just being, I was a kid, that was weird. He was doing the tour and all that, and we kind of got to the dorm area where it was like a recreational. It had a pool table, it had like ping pong, it had all types of stuff, and he said, yeah, the girl died in this room. That's why they made it a recreation. That's why nobody could sleep in this room. He said, there'll be sometimes that you'll see the pool stick standing straight up. Like there's nobody in the room and they're just standing straight up in the middle of the hallway or in the middle of this walkway.
Standing on the end?
Yeah, like standing up, like.
Holy shit.
Yeah, just standing up. And he said, yeah. He said, yeah. He's like, it kind of died down a little bit. We kind of did some things, and he said, but she's strong, is what he said. And he was telling about all the times, like in the middle of the night, you hear like somebody, like in a pool hall, you hear that, like somebody's breaking pool. It makes that clack sound, that real loud clack sound. He said, it'll be in the middle of the night. They leave the doors open and it's real hot, and he said they hear that clack sound. Like when the pool's breaking up, like when the cue ball's hitting the rest of the balls when you're breaking. He said you hear like ping pong bouncing, and but they said that she had a horrible life, that girl, and my grandma stayed there. She really didn't like to tell much about it. I think it kind of messed with her a little bit because she had dealt with the LP. The name that you keep saying when I'm on the line or on the air with you. She had
all right. Well, all I can tell you is you don't want to meet these things or make a deal with them, with these little LPs. So she had some dealings with them growing up, and her family, they were full on ceremonial, they were full on old ways, and she ended up going to that school, but. To that day, that school, there's been some things happen at that school, some sinister things, and but they said that she's still there. There's still times that there's nobody that stays there anymore. They quit taking out of state kids. If anyone is interested in this story, the Cherokee Nation, like I said, they have on YouTube. You won't find none of these stories. You won't find any of them anywhere else but other than the Cherokee Nation YouTube page, because they talk to the old heads, people that, they're dead and gone now, but they got them on camera telling stories about this school. But to me, what creeped me out the most is the fact that, the pool stick standing straight up. He's like, yeah, it was just standing. I guess they said that somebody had to go to the bathroom and had to walk through that little area or whatever. And that pool stick was standing straight up on the ground. There was nobody around it, nothing around it, nothing holding it up. It was just standing straight up, like somebody was like standing there, like playing pool. When you just kind of stand there and like you got the pool stick, kind of the tip, you're just kind of hanging out. Yeah, like you're got your foot up against the wall and your back against the wall, holding the pool stick.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm kind of hesitant to tell some other stories about that place, because it's just, you kind of let the dead rest. There's a lot of, there were some things that happened with, some federal government type things, and
Why is that? Even up in Canada, there was a old boarding school or a Aboriginal school that they found tons of dead student bodies up there from different tribes up there, and that was all over the news here in the last couple of months, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
the
Canadian government paid out the eye for for that or whatever.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, there's a movie. If anybody's interested in the First Nations, they have their own ways and things like that. But there's a movie called Gone Wind or Gone River. I may be missing that up. It's got Jeremy Renner in it, but it's an accurate depiction of what goes on up in Canada with First Nations, and and that's one thing about I've heard stories about boarding schools. And just about every damn boarding school that's ever inhabited a native person is haunted. I've heard so many. There's so much. I mean, well, you look at the trauma. I mean, you look at back before my grandpa's time. They were shaving long-haired Indian boys. That's we have long hair. We kind of adopted the European style. With the short hair, but, they were shaving, they had long hair, like, all the way down their back. They were stripping of the culture and things like that. I've actually, there's a documentary out from I can't remember if he's Shawnee, but he has a documentary of a place in Kansas. In the Indian College in Kansas, it's called Haskell Indian College. That's the story. I can't remember if I've told this story on here or not, but that's the story where a family member of mine was messing around with this girl, and she took him home. She brought him home to meet the family, and he was in bed, and he was like, all right, we're gonna go to bed. Everybody go to bed. They had to sleep in separate rooms, and he said he woke up and he thought he saw a light outside, and he went outside, and there was wolves dancing out around the fire on upright. There were wolves dancing around a fire upright, chanting and kind of just dancing around the fire. And he said he actually went to bed, acting like nothing happened. He said, all right, I think I'm ready to go home. He didn't want to get eat or, he's just kind of, all right, it's a pleasure meeting y'all. I got to get back to my thing, just trying to get out of there as quick as possible. But there's all types of stuff, just from all different people.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm sorry. Did you catch it? Did you hear me at all on that?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
I was just reading some boarding school stuff over there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the guy that developed that developed the Cherokee alphabet. That's the name of the school. If anyone that's a trivia question for the chat. That's the name of the school. I don't want to say it on there because things have changed around there. It's not the same as it used to. It's not the old ways. It's the new ways. It's not as it used to be. You had to be a member of a tribe to go to that school, and it's a little bit different now. But there's all types of creepy stuff going on. There was a guy that said he saw a black cat, animal. He was up in the attic of one of these buildings, and he said that he poked his head through the attic door, and there was a black cat. He said it was a little bit bigger than a house cat. He said it looked like a black panther. He said it was up in the attic.
In the attic. Well,
why
is everything in the attic or in the basement?
I have no earth. I think it's because there's not a lot of people. Nobody goes up there unless they have to. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, he said he saw a black. He said he saw a black cat, and he opened that. He said he opened it and he closed it and he opened it back up and it was gone. You don't know what happened to it. He said, man, that was a stinking black panther I thought I saw up there. He said so he grabbed what he had to do.
Wow.
And a lot of our stories too are comical because, you see things, you're like, man, what am I seeing? You get a lot of, I guess you call it native humor. It's just comical. You're like, man, this dude is this dude's high on peyote or he's drunk. Who knows what's going on with this guy? But hey, Sean, I appreciate you having me on your show, man. I'll get off here, man. I've been on here. I feel like I've been on here an eternity talking to you about nonsense.
That's all right. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Tony. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir, man. And let me get off here. I guess an announcement. As of right now, me and I have my own podcast. You guys can see my name on there, One Man Band Podcast. Me and Chaos are trying to get together. Chaos Theories Productions. You guys know it's a buddy of me and Vaults, and
oh yeah,
we're trying to get something going in a multiple part series of kind of breaking down his experiences, and you can find it'll be on Spotify. I think it's on Apple. It'll be on all those major streaming. But we're going to try to get that out maybe Monday or Tuesday.
That sounds great to
just
me.
As give us a listen, see what happens.
All right. Well, I appreciate all the stories. It's interesting to at least look through your eyes at the world, part of the world, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just try to give some type of. I guess some type of perspective, I'm not a perfect Indian. I don't practice all the ceremonials. I don't do all. I don't do that. I'm a brown man living in a white world. But to me, I make my own way. I do as I do, and it is what it is. And the reason why I think I keep coming on here is I think it's just a perspective that. I think a lot of people forget about. I think everybody's so worried about black and white and Hispanic that they forget about us. We're around. We're there. You may know somebody that's me. Somebody that like out here like me that knows some things, and you just never know. And I think that's a perspective that I just want to give. And we got all types of stories. I always come on here and tell. Well, they won't be grandiose, they'll just be, something short, like I just mentioned about that school, but just a different perspective and, just letting people know that we're still here, I guess, really what it comes down to.
Oh yeah. Well, it's hard to find anybody that, is from an Aboriginal Indian heritage background that actually will tell stories because they kind of keep it close to the chest and within the family, so to speak. But, thank you for sharing it.
Yes, sir, man. And that's, me and Vault butt heads on that a little bit. His side, his people, I have some Four Corners blood. That's not my tribe. But I have some blood out there in the Four Corners, and, they're more secretive,
mm-hmm.
and, like I said, it's a pull. It's either share something. I mean, I could really go into some really deep, kind of really hair tingling stuff, but, I don't think, it's different. It's just different, but, that's the dilemma that I have. It's like, there's a lot of information that I kind of leave out of things, or I don't share, everything. But, like I said, it's definitely a pull on, should I share this? Should I not? Well, let me leave a little bit out. Let me tell a full story. But every story that I've told on your channel, I've told the entire story, and that's, that's what I can tell, and I try to stay out of the naughty zone, I guess you could say. But my bloodline, man, we don't like rules, rules either, it's hard for us, we bend them. We don't break them, but we bend them. But yeah, let me get off here, man. Like I said, I appreciate your time, and I'll be in the chat and chatting it up with people. But appreciate the show, man, and keep going on.
All right. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I'll let you go ahead and go. But I've got a Cherokee name granted to me by Chief Bear out of let's see, where was that? Philadelphia. My Cherokee name is Still Waters. True story. But there you go. Of course, this is Unscreened Open Lines, and thank you for One Man Band. If the folks with the wrenches there can post his link to his channel, go for it. I definitely enjoy every time Tony One Man Band calls in. Impromptu Truth, what's up? Chaos Theory, Thadeus Kray, GSXR Pat. Good morning. Wow, you're up a little late there. Holy cow. Now, let's go and see what else we've got going on in the uncharted, unscreened open lines. Of course, 931-994-6917. That's the incredibly wild number to call. You never know what you're going to get when I pick up that line. Is it going to be a UFO story? Is it going to be a Bigfoot story? Is it going to be a 5-foot walking frog story? Yes, I said that right. 5-foot walking frog story. I have had that on my show. I can't remember if it was on this particular show over here on my YouTube channel or over on the Dark Waters channel, but wow. You never know. Is it going to be a ghost story? All right, here's my own personal ghost story, and this just happened a couple of nights ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 nights ago, wasn't it, Miss T? Anyway, Miss T and I usually do the Skype thing, and I said, hey, I got to go grab me a sandwich or something. So I'm in my bedroom. Yeah, picture it, bedroom, 2021, Southwest Virginia. And, wait a minute, I'll finish this story after this. Hold on just a second. And it looks like we got Connor Flynn on the line. What's up, brother?
Oh, man, I am doing incredible. I just got back from an 8-day road trip, got to see my dad and spend a week with him, which was long overdue. And I hit Mayaca, the Everglades, and then today I hiked in the Green Swamp with Tim T in Florida and his wife, Wynette. And they're pretty impressive Sasquatch researchers. And, man, we came upon some hair upon the barbed wire. So both of us got an envelope of it. It's very cool. I was just talking to Flat Rock in the chat, and he asked if I was going to get DNA tested. And I'm not very interested in getting a DNA tested, but I am interested in comparing it with other samples. So I'm going to compare it with Tim T's other hair samples, and then, of course, other researchers like Manimal Research, Daryl Olney from up in the Tennessee area, and then all the other ones that are on file. Maybe reach out to Scott Carpenter, too, but again, you know, I'm all about the hunt and the finds and the future finds, so I can't get caught up in the paperwork or, you know, mailing things to the Freemasons. You know, I'll just go talk to them after I umpire their baseball games.
Oh, yeah. So this hair sample that you picked up, is it translucent or shaded green or anything like that?
This one isn't really. It's like gray and black. And so it definitely looks different than the ones I've seen. But, of course, these creatures are different colors. But I am the first one to say it could be some type of hog, you know, with very long hair. It would be Hogzilla, if so. But it could have also been a Sasquatch leaping over the barbed wire. I've heard the story so many times, and then I've seen it on video multiple times of them recovering it. And Tim T used gloves and tweezers and put it in an envelope, so it was not contaminated. But if we did send it away, they would wash it down anyway, and then it would still come back, you know, human hybrid hair if it was Sasquatch hair. But it could be something stranger and unknown, as, you know, you've heard so many stories recently since Owlman and Dogman and Mothman and Mantis Man and Frogman. There's a lot of things out there. And, of course, the Green Swamp is stories to a lot of weird ones because there's hidden treasure and missing people. Tim was just telling me a story that a lot of illegals work over there, and the females, like, fix up, you know, lunch for them, and they would walk, you know, kind of far into the woods, and a couple of the females would start going missing, and they never could report it because the whole camps would get taken away. You got to think how many stories in the South are like that, and it's truly sad. But, you know, of course, some stories would get stirred up just to, you know, board times on the garden, but you've got to think there's a little bit of roots to reality. But yeah, man, it was a good cap to the road trip because it first started in Mayaca, which everybody knows that's where the skunk ape photos first got taken, and then they were anonymously sent to the Sarasota Police Department, and that's where the two famous pictures of the Gugway-looking creature, because it has fangs and maybe a little bit of a snout, but it definitely looks different than Patty and other pictures that I've seen and taken myself. But Mayaca was so awesome because Stacy Brown got me and James from Outcast Paranormal exclusive access to the Crawley Museum. And they have a boardwalk that part of Finding Bigfoot was filmed at years ago, of course. And now the boardwalk's been closed for like the last 3 years, and really only Bigfoot researchers like Robert Robinson, RPG, and then the guys from Outcast Paranormal like Stacy Brown and James Bross, they're the only ones who've been back there. So it was like exclusive access, man, and we heard some grunts. James recorded a dark mass going across an opening, and then we left some possessions or gifts out there, you know, donuts and arrowhead and then bananas. And what's so funny is the very next day, I get a text from James with a screenshot from Good Morning America. They were looking for Brian Laundrie in the same area, and they found our little caches, and they thought it might have been Brian. But I think they talked to the owner, and she let them know that some Sasquatch researchers were back there just the night before. But it's so funny, and I haven't seen the video yet. I just got back, you know, from the long trip, and then you know, that's Mayaca, and Mayaca was so revolutionary. And then Clay Gully Road is really known for sightings, and there was one that got hit down that road, and now it limps, and it's been seen for the past few decades. So I didn't see that creature, but I definitely could feel his vibe out there. But man, then it went down to Naples and the Everglades to visit my dad, and we took an airboat ride. I went to the Skunk Ape headquarters, and that was really cool. It wasn't as cool Sasquatch-wise as the Tennessee Museum that I just recently, you know, did a tour of. But this one had live animals, and it had gators and little crocodiles and giant snakes, and one of the biggest snakes in captivity in the world. They said the second biggest, I'm pretty sure. So it was just magnificent to see that, you know, close up. And I, of course, did my own little narration tour and having fun. But then these guys, the square groupers, they are ganja cowboys, and there's down in the Everglades, there was a documentary made like, I don't know, 10 years ago about them. But back in the day, you know, they would run it from the islands in the Caribbean, and the DEA and the police couldn't get to them because they didn't know how to track through the Everglades, and they didn't have airboats that could keep up with them. And this guy was telling me a bunch of crazy stories, and then this native guy, I didn't talk to this native guy, but he had an encounter right across the road from the Skunk Ape headquarters. So, of course, after we were all said and done, I walked over there and tried to, like, look for some tracks and just pathways and did a couple calls. And, you know, now I'm starting to open myself up to more calls again because I kind of fell into the trap of everybody's like, oh, yeah, you don't know what you're saying out there. Well, you know, they can feel the vibes that I'm positive to them. And, you know, I mean them no harm. And I'm really just trying to interact just to touch my soul and lighten our connection on this earth, because hopefully one day we can, you know, be one. I think it's going to be forced, you know, because we heard the prophetic visions of tidal waves. And if we're forced to the forest, then yes, we are going to be arm in arm with these creatures, and there's going to be more encounters. So half of us are going to be somewhat ready for it. But man, things are going to get crazy, I think, in our lifetime. But realistically, the next like 3 or 4 years, things are about to get wild. And it's so crazy. I'm riding Sasquatch on the surfboard, but man, like these prophetic visions of the underworld, you know, coming true. Like, we are in the times of end days, but I think we were born here and share these stories and share these times for a reason, because, you know, a little bit of light always guides a dark tunnel. And then if we can just share our stories and just share our wisdom, it goes a long way. And just on my emotional road trip of me, you know, seeing my dad for the first time in 2 years, and then seeing Tim T again, and yeah, it was really crazy. And then meeting his friends and family down there, and then him getting to show me what he's worked hard for, you know. And then we had our own adventures on boats. So we went to the famous dome homes you've probably seen pictures on like Urbex and crazy abandoned places, but it used to be like this $1 million, multi-million-dollar, like huge mansion. It's super cool. I did a whole video on it from out there, but I was so excited about it, but I didn't really know that you could only access it really through boat. And luckily, one of the days, one of my dad's friends took us out on the boat, and I was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Dome Homes?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a great fishing spot." And we went over there. We caught some bonnethead sharks, some sailfin, and some like lizard fish. And then I got made fun of a lot on the pier because I brought, freshwater gear, because I just was planning on doing canals and stuff. But then there was a pier. I was like, might as well, and they're all tearing me apart. I'm like, man, I'm from Ohio, let alone I haven't been, back to Ohio, like 4 or 5 years, and I just wasn't having it. Like, don't be easy, guys. But then they rigged me up, and I caught a mackerel with the second cast. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't a keeper, but it was awesome, but I'm just still riding high on the crazy buzz, and man, my movie is coming out next month, The Void Cat. I'm not sure if you got to see the teaser and the trailer. I just
Not
posted, on my dashboard on my YouTube channel. You know how you can create a post. I forget what it's called, but I just shared it, and I hope everybody gets a chance to check it out. If any of the mods are, really quick with it, go over to The Void Cat by Altered Cortex Design. But I'm starring in it, and it's really coming together good. And Stacy Brown actually reached out to Jack today, so it's things are all coming together. All my universes are colliding, and I think that's what's meant to happen. I think it's one of those situations that it's like, we all get what we want. We all get what we need when you follow your path, and your needs just fall into abundance. And I just want everybody to break their bubble of comfort and just run with it, because you can't really script it, but it's all been somehow mapped out perfectly. And you just have to walk the walk, though. It takes a lot, because you can think about it, you can manifest it, but you really have to push forward and just be it. You have to be yourself. And I love being myself, and sometimes you get caught up in, the illusion of the world. But when you find that, that synchronicity, and it doesn't even have to be numbers, it really just has to be feeling. And when you're feeling right, you know it. And I'm really coming off of a feeling right road trip, and I hope I can just keep the momentum going. And I'm just glad to call in. And I hope, everybody has a good week or weekend, whatever freaking day it is. I don't even know, but I know in the future people will be listening to this video, and I hope everybody gets through their hardest times, because the brightest mornings are after the darkest nights. And Sean, keep up the great work and the awesome platform. Miss T, keep taking care of the great man. Man, you guys are an awesome duo. I love it. You keep pushing yourselves forward, and I'm definitely got a lot to catch up on. I've been gone in a daze, but I hope everybody checks out my future videos, because man, I filled up my 128 gigabyte card, and then the cap today was staying with Tim T at the Green Swamp, and then finding that hair. And even if it is hog hair, deer hair, bear hair, or Sasquatch hair, man, I had an incredible afternoon, and just the way things all fall together, it really shows you that just things are meant to be. And I just hope everybody's dreams come true, and I hope everybody sleeps good tonight. Take it easy, guys. Sean, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Out, y'all.
Take it easy, buddy.
Later, man.
Later, brother. Wow, how can you second that? And he feels more energy after he had this 8-day trip. Holy cow. I can't even wonder how in the world he has that type of energy even before he went on that 8-day trip. But I hope he posts some high definition 4K video or some pictures of that supposed hair, Bigfoot hair maybe, Sasquatch hair, whatever that hair is. I'd like to take a look-see at that. Uh-oh. We've got another caller. We'll go ahead and get this other caller, and I believe it is my main man, West Vic. What's going on, brother?
And not much, man. How's it been going?
I can't complain. Actually, I was actually wondering, which I told you before, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to have internet. But
Yeah, well, I think that answered that question now, didn't it?
yeah, so yeah, up until about an hour before this thing started, I had zero internet. Zero. And yeah, thank God it popped back on. So this was meant to be to actually do this crazy thing I call chasing a tree. So what's happening on your end? Has your move been stabilized? Are you pretty well settled in?
Not yet. I'm pretty much staying with some, I do the same with their friends. Folks that are, helping my dad out. I'm just kind of, until not Sunday, but I think it's Sunday, I should be pretty much relocated. It's just a matter of, I'm going to be living, not too far from where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah,
did you ever find a good Tex-Mex place since you moved there?
Afraid not. I'm going to do a lot of that looking once I get to where I'm going to be living, and then I'll be figuring out some good places.
Oh,
the lady I'm staying with right now, she's a very good cook.
Oh, well, there you go. Never hurts to have a good cook that you're living with, so there you go.
Yes, sir.
Don't put any more pounds on, buddy.
I was going to say is very soon, probably within the next week or so, I want to let everyone know I should be able to. I'll be doing videos, but my stories and stuff, I should be able to start working on again. So that's mainly what I wanted to kind of drop in and say. Like I said, my work should be beginning in probably about a week or two.
All right. Wow. Well, we're always looking forward to your next episode that you put out over on Thadeus Kray's YouTube. So fantastic, buddy.
No problem, man. I just kind of want to let everyone know what's going on, and I appreciate the prayers. Like I said, I'm doing good. Just taking it day by day. I'm kind of way out of my comfort zone, but in the end, I think that's what the Lord was intending anyway. So I'm just going by what
you can ask for is one day at a time. So,
yeah. But
take it easy, buddy, and definitely once you get to the spot where you're going to settle down for a while, find you a good Tex-Mex place there.
Yes, sir. I sure am. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I ain't going to hang out here too long. I just wanted to just kind of touch base.
All right, brother. You have a good one, bud. All right. Well, there you go. Thadeus Kray. Wes, Vic, my producer for this show, and over on the dogmancams.com. Definitely go over to dogmancams.com. I haven't said that enough, especially the last three shows. Dogmancams.com, that incredibly interesting, cutting-edge place where you can find video cameras, remote video cameras, where Dogman has been sighted. I don't know, is Vault still there in the chat? I don't see him, or maybe Lakea. Has that camera been popped up, back up on your property yet? I don't know. And had a couple of camera snafus. Blue, if you remember Blue from, let's see, Fort Pierce down in Florida, if I remember correctly. Oh my God, that one brain cell is working tonight. Holy cow, hold on to your hats. I got a brain cell working, folks. Dark Woods, what's up? And Stimulate, brother, I'm glad that you're back. God bless you and your family. And that is a blessing that you heard your mother's voice after everything. Janice, God rest her soul. Now, I believe, and I actually have heard my late brother say my name, and actually my sister heard my late brother Travis's voice before me after he passed. And all I can say is I believe it's a blessing, a little heads up from God saying, hey, everything's okay on this side. Balt is sleeping. I think the camera's still down. Okay. Well, anyway, keep tuned to dogmancams.com. Balt is probably going to pop that up sooner or later. I think they were working out some way of keeping that camera up and some way of keeping it powered up, because where he was putting it was leafy green. I think he's waiting, if I remember correctly, waiting for the seasons to change so the solar batteries could be powered up. But definitely Stimulate. You've been in my prayers, and your family's been in my prayers. I'm glad you're back and at least poking your nose into the chat over there. Welcome aboard there, brother. God bless you. All right, folks, back to this Chasing the Truth thing. Chase Thompson, what's up, brother? Where you at tonight? Insight Banas, what's up going on with you? Yeah, Bigfoot Anon. Definitely go over to Bigfoot Anonymous. He's all over the place from, I think, TikTok. He's got a pretty good following over there. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and maybe a couple other places, but definitely check it out. Either Bigfoot Anon or Bigfoot Anonymous on all those 3 platforms I just mentioned. And don't forget to Panhandle Pirates, his new book. Check that out. Miss T's got, I forgot which book she got of yours, but she has not shared that with me as of yet, but I'll just let you know. I'm waiting to read that thing. But holy cow, what in the world are we getting into tonight? Of course, as you see, unscreened, open lines unscreened means when you call 931-994-6917, you may get a busy ring, or you may hear, hey, what's your name and where you're from? And you won't hear anything else. There's no unscreened. You're being screened as you're live on the radio, more or less, but there you go. Dark Woods earned that name. Dark Woods, you need to call in and let us know how you earned that name. Dark Woods, 931-994-6917. I want to hear your true stories. Have you been sitting on a story for a while and you want to tell it? You kind of say, well, if I had this opportunity, or nobody would believe me, or, nobody will say, well, that's not too bad. I don't think that doesn't pair up with or match the last caller's stories or anything like that. Hell, give it a chance. I want to hear it. It may not blow some people away, but I'm certainly interested in it. You can talk about anything you want to, from paranormal, supernatural, Bigfoot, Dogman, the Glimmer Man. That's another one. I heard that last night over on Mogion Monsters channel. They were talking a little bit about that. Hey, there he is. I meant to do this. Mogion, I'm going to hand you a wrench just to get you going. If you want to post your link over to your channel, go for it, brother. But definitely do that. Definitely look at Mogion Monsters. I think he does, 2 days a week, maybe 3? Wednesdays. Or no, not Wednesdays. Tuesdays, definitely. And maybe Thursdays, if I remember correctly, or Friday. I don't know. You just have to put that in there. But definitely go over and look at Mogion Monster. And, at least give him a listen. He usually does similar stuff to what I do here with Open Lines. He's got that Streamlabs stuff. And he'll post his link out there for you guys. I don't use Streamlabs. I don't know. I kind of like this setup I've got with OBS. It seems to be working for me. Definitely, obviously where I do audio only, so that gives you a little heads up. You're not going to be put on a camera or anything like that. All you have to have is a little old phone. Smartphone, dumb phone that's hung off the wall, 931-994-6917. Or if you are the fancier ones of the types, if you got Skype, Chasing the Truth 2018. If you look that up and you can call into that. And all I'll do is just audio only. So, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to show anything other than your pretty little voice or your manly voice or whatever. Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, 11 p.m. Eastern. Oh, there you go. Mogion Monsters channel. Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, 11 p.m. Eastern. He's definitely, he strings up a pretty good panel. The last few times I've been on there, he's got some crazy stuff that goes on there. I'm impressed, buddy. I like it. That's one of those go-to channels for me. When I see you're live, boom, I'm right there. Or try to be anyway. Can't say it there every time. Paradox Fossils, what's up? So, anyway, back to my story that I started right before Bigfoot Anonymous and then Wes called in. 2 nights ago, Miss T and I were on Skype doing our Skype thing and, sharing our day with each other. And I said, hey, I've got to go to the kitchen, which I'm in my bedroom right now. And let's see. I take off down toward the hall, and I've got the lights set up through my assistant, the Amazon digital assistant. I can turn lights on and off by saying, hey, turn on this, turn on that. So I turned on the hall lights, which I went down, got to go down the hallway and turn to the right into the kitchen or into the dining room. And as I was going down there, all the lights are behind me. So it's illuminated the hallway fairly well. And all of a sudden, I see the lights behind me. Something blacked it out. Now, I'm looking at it. StreamYard, yeah, that's it. I'm looking at this and going, well, what is this? So I stopped as I just about exited the hallway, looked down back behind from where I am, and couldn't find it. And then had Miss T look at the camera. She's got access to my security cameras in here. I said, can you find anything? And we hadn't really went over that stuff yet, but every once in a while. But she said she found something, heard something. But this crazy house is, it's got something in it, but I keep it at bay with prayers and rebuking and whatnot. And the power of the name of Jesus Christ. So that's interesting. It's interesting that it hasn't happened since. So I'm glad that is no longer there. But holy cows, all I can tell you. Oh, wow, we're getting ready to get into what the heck's that? Kid tested toys for the holidays. Did I just see my first commercial for Christmas? And it's September 29th. I guess it is time for that. Oh, holy cow. Anybody see a Christmas commercial yet? Happy Hour 925. Thank you for looking at those videos I shared with you that I shared on last Wednesday's show from Ball of Nightmares. Yeah, the definition on those two videos I shared with you was the same ones I had. So it was low res stuff, and unfortunately that's just all I got. Now, Ball of Nightmares has got something in his backyard on his acres of land down there in Mississippi. What I don't know. He claims it's maybe Bigfoot of a baboon type phenomenon. Big, hairy, and likes to cause all kinds of commotion. But I think he's loaded for bear, so to speak. So I think they'll be all right down there. Let's see. Well, Happy Hour, definitely thank you for looking at those videos, brother. He offered over on my Discord channel, Chasing Truth, said, hey, let me look at those. I might be able to stabilize it with the software he's got for the video editing and stuff. But unfortunately, he couldn't stabilize it any more than I could. And it was so low quality, which, you work with what you got. Everybody comes out and says, okay, folks, why don't we have better footage? Why don't we have better pictures of all this stuff? Well, okay, everybody's generally got a motion picture camera in their pocket. And, oh yeah, Happy Hour says Xmas gifts needs to be purchased way earlier this year. Well, if it's like the stocking of the shelves in some of the food courts and grocery stores and whatnot across the United States and the world, you mightn't have to do that. But anyway, yeah. GSXR says the video of that creature in Vault's backyard is a real pucker effect. Pucker? I would have moved. Well, you got to know Vault and Lakea and his sons. They're not going to move. They pretty much move to where there's activity of just about anything. He just doesn't do paranormal. You can't inject bullets into paranormal and it affects him. That's the only thing he doesn't do. Chase says, hey man, my wife's dad saw a 5-foot tall owl man, 5-foot-ish tall at his house at 11 p.m. at night, taking trash out. Was this recently, Chase? Wow. Now, Chase was the one that said he saw that 4 to 5 foot walking frogman. or not. No, he heard the story. I'm sorry, he heard the story. I believe it was in Texas, wasn't it, Chase? Give me a call, 931-994-6917. I haven't talked to you in about 3 shows. 2 or 3 shows anyway. 5 foot tall owl man. Well, there you go. Not the owl man that called in that apparently caused a lot of interesting comments during and after the show, but you never know. But that's what we do here with this open lines, unscreened open lines. You never know what you're going to get next when you call 931-994-6917. Have you got a spook, a specter, poltergeist in your house? Have you been visited by some sort of cryptid that knocks on your door, rattles the windows, or screams? Similar. Okay, here's something that I can honestly tell you that I kind of wonder about. Oh, wait. Something's going on that I just don't know. Holy cow, what do I got on that's going on in the background? I don't know. Let's see, you got that? All right. What else is playing back here? I don't know. All right, I don't know what's playing on in the background here, but I'm going to find it. And oh, yeah, I see what's going on here. A 2-hour compilation of something. Holy cow. Well, you never know what's going on here. Well, anyway, Flat Rock Booger, I've got permission from him to play this on other shows, so I'm going to go ahead with saying, yeah, I can play this. So hopefully I don't have any kind of interesting stuff in the background. But this is, he caught this off of his back porch, I think. But here you go. All right, that was from Flat Rock Booger. Something that's screaming out of his backwoods and his back porch. Sheila Loya. Sean, can I send you a video through Messenger or something? Email won't let me do it without cutting it way down. Says it's too big of a file. It's a good one, a shadow black shrouded figure solid. Well, the only messenger I've got, if you want to, if you're over on Facebook, you can send it through Messenger there. If you want to do that, go for it. I think you can find my Chasing the Truth or my links for my Facebook down there in that Messenger. Hook up that way. I will open, hold on a second, let me go ahead and open up that somewhere. Right here, okay. Let me go over here and open this up real quick and get on Facebook real quick, and I'll wait for that and see if I can get. Let me post this in the chat there if you want that link to my. Yeah, here we go. If you want my Facebook here, send it through that chat there. Go for it. So hold on just a second as I juggle through all of these links here. So here you go. If you want to do, well, that won't do it right there. That's the wrong keyboard for that wrong thing there. There you go. If you want to send me something through a link or, the email itself is seang@imdarkwaters.com. Again, folks, like, share, and subscribe. Hit those thumbs up. Hit them. And share and like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So when I have days like this, where obviously you never can plan on a truck hitting a substation for internet hub for the region, which that happened today. I did not know that I was going to wonder if I was going to have a show tonight, just because for the last 12, 14 hours. Actually, no, it's 15 hours, actually, if you think about it. I didn't have internet. My aunt didn't have internet. Nobody in 100 square mile, if I, kind of guesstimate, didn't have internet. It's like a South Park. I was hunting for some internet today, and all I had was a little trickle on my phone. So that's it. But yeah, if you want to send that way, that video or whatever that shadow thing is, I would love to see it though. Let me open up the messenger here just in case. This is a Sight Believer's dog. Is this you, Mark Bridges? No, that's a joining group. I'm not going to join a group in the middle of my show. So if that's you, Mark, that you was in my chat, I'm not going to join a group in the middle of my show. The internet's going to go bye-bye soon. Okay. Yeah, probably. They're working their way out. Well, yeah, Sheila, if you want to share it with me, go ahead and hit me up on that thing. Flat Rock Booger's channel, definitely look that up. Flat Rock Booger's got some incredible stuff. That's all I can tell you. He's got some incredible stuff, and definitely grow him, get him up there. Yeah, I am. Well, let's see. Hold on just a second. How close am I to, where's my freaking phone? Let me see how close I am to 1,000 subs right now. We'll see. Miss Team Skype message will not, if you're on Skype, you can't text it to me, but if you're on Skype, Sheila Loya, I could probably get it. Let's see if I can get my frickin' thing. If you're on Skype, let me get the Skype thing here and get to this, and this. And as I'm working to get my profile picture, yeah, there you go, copy. All right. If you want to go this way, if you got Skype works just about anywhere in the world except for China. Look for Live Chasing Truth 2018. While I popped it in there, you can go there for Skype. With text messages on Skype, which that's how I run my show, phone number is through Skype. It will let me text and receive text, but it won't let me get media-rich text, meaning I can't receive pictures or video or anything like that through text, or can't receive it. 73 away. 75. Oops, 73. Holy cow. 73 away? What was it earlier this morning, Miss T? It was... yeah. Thank you for all those people that have subscribed. Holy cow. What I'll probably do is on the 1,000th, if I can find it, if the 1,000 doesn't creep and click over in the middle of the night while I'm trying to sleep, I'll try to do a 1,000 subscriber show. But holy cow. I am Pam. Well, thank you for being on tonight, for finding me and being curious enough to, say, what is going on with this guy, with these unscreened callers? Well, unscreened open lines means 931-994-6917 gets you right here, right now, live with me. If you call that number, if you want to hear your name uttered by me, you better go dial that number, 931-994-6917. Chasing Tree, put your glasses on there, sweetheart. My glasses are on. I stone myself. Well, that's an interesting name. Thank you. Thank you. I stone myself. That's an interesting name. Took a long break from the internet chat or the YouTube chats. Well, it can be something, that's for sure. I'm not going to, one man band Tony, I'm not going to do another 5-hour long frickin' show. That just absolutely done 2 of them, and they both wore me out for days. Couldn't tell you why, but other than it was just, I just can't do that. I might do a 3.5, maybe 4-hour show. You're blind in chat. Yeah, I'm blind in chat. I don't know what the heck that was, but I'm blind in chat. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm talking to Miss T here. So, let's see what we got here. Where's DW? DW is not here tonight. This is not his channel. Go over to Dark Waters over there just in case. IamDarkWaters.com. Now, I am live over on Dark Waters on Saturday night on his channel, but DW is not here. I actually talked to him yesterday, And I had like a 2-second conversation with him today. He called me accidentally today, and I called him back and said he was working on taxes or some crap like that. But no, he's not here tonight. I don't think has he ever been, Miss T, has he ever been on my actual channel here, Chasing the Truth? I know he pops up every once in a while in chat there. But interesting for sure. Just in case, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for subbing to this channel. We're looking to, increase the amount of content over here. We're doing that at least once a week. We're looking to include some interesting photos, interesting UFO stuff, maybe some Bigfoot stuff from Canada. You never know. Wow. I was telling myself, yeah, that's good for a laugh, that's for sure. But like I said, do you have a haunting in your house? Do you know of a place that's haunted that you visited? Are you a retired or, are you retired from a hospital organization like I was? Do you have any old tales of, I used to work on this place, but this place was just so freaking haunted? Have you been there? Have you done that? Have you waited this long to say, well, I want to tell this story, but I never did? This is your heads up. This is your chance to say, hey, you, on the other end of this microphone, yeah, you, if you got a story, call in, 931-994-6917, and that's it. Moggs is posting how many people are needed. Yeah, I see that. From Miss T. I saw that. Thank you again, Mogion. I didn't need another Mogion. I don't know why that is so hard for me to get through my thick southern head, my thick southern tongue. Mogion Monster, buddy. 69 away. Wow. So am I going to stay on here waiting for 69 people to subscribe? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Stimulate. Used to work at a place that felt like it was haunted because the CEO was always hovering over his shoulder. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why, as a healthcare worker, I love working night shift. There are less bosses on night shift. You had the house supervisor that you had to worry about, maybe some floor supervisors that were on each floor, but you didn't have the CEO, CFOs, and the step downs and all this other stuff streaming down your neck. But healthcare facilities are without a doubt haunted to the hilt. If you are a healthcare worker, a nurse, a respiratory therapist, lab tech, let's see, some of the good ones that out there, bedside assistants, nursing assistants, CNAs. You are the folks that, wind up and walk into a place and go, whoa, what the heck did I just see? Or turn white and shiver going to the nurse's station, and everybody's like, are you okay? Well, I just saw this. Like, I think on Mogion's thing, I mentioned this. I was a respiratory therapist, probably early 2000s, in a hospital, just brand new, working with another respiratory therapist. She walks in, two shades wider than a sheet of paper. Eyes big as saucers, saying, I just walked through something. I was, what? This guy walked right through me as I was checking oxygen in this room. And she threw her hands up and said, I could feel the sweater on that dude. I said, you did what? Yeah, she walked through this ghost. Have you ever done that? Have you ever, I've never done that. Never walked through a ghost myself. Have I seen ghosts? Yep. Never had one pass through me like that and feel the sweater material on that ghost body. Was it a ghost? Was it somebody that was, another dimension, and for whatever reason, that dimensional veil kind of passed through and you passed into his dimension and that dimension passed in through you? Possible. Don't know. The crazy stuff. Have you seen a UFO? That's another one. I've seen a bunch of UFOs. Miss T, actually I was on the phone with Miss T one night when she seen this big, huge, flaming fireball outside her house. Well, actually her mama saw it first. And then as it progressed, they both saw it. Flying outside her back door. Fella, ghost tug on my shirt, Ngom. Or Gom. I don't know how to pronounce. How do you pronounce that? Ngom. Also, Christina says seen beings on MRI screen with many patients. Yeah. I wonder, since you're in that magnetic source, which MRIs are these huge electrified magnets that it's one of the most powerful magnets on the planet, besides CERN and the other science experiments that are around the world. Does that magnetic resonance, peel back the layers from one dimension to the next? Could be. You could probably find a scientist that comes out and say, well, there might be some theory behind that. I don't know. That's just me spitballing, shooting from the hip. So, just call me Nicole. Okay, Nicole. All right, Nicole. Can ghost reach out and touch you? Now, from my perspective, I will say absolutely yes. And when I first moved back to this house I'm living in by myself, recovering from 3 months in a in a hospital, trying to recover from losing my left leg. Okay, inside. Well, anyway, moved back in here, and I rolled into this very bedroom that I'm in right now, doing this radio show, podcast, or however you want to refer to this show as, sitting here, long before I even had a notion of doing this same exact activity I do 2 days a week live, in a wheelchair, and something pushes me forward on the small of my back, which is, where the back of the wheelchair is, pushes me forward. I'll look back and say, what the hell was that? And I actually will roll out of here trying to look and see, well, did somebody come in here? Nope. Let's see. Sean, you work at a place with Varian or Siemens MRI machines? My dad built the Varian ones. The hospitals I was with had Siemens. The hospitals I had poked my nose in from various things, I don't think I've ever seen Varian. Siemens, yes, Siemens all over the place. But I think if you, one of the things that they have this MRI kill switch, big red switch on the wall, and I believe it costs about $1.5 million to touch that switch and kill it. And the reason why you would kill it is, say maybe a policeman goes in there and all of a sudden he's locked into a precarious hug with an MRI machine because of his belt or some metallic something has him pinned. Then you hit that thing, but it costs about $1.5 million, maybe plus or minus, to hit that switch to kill that magnetic barrier attraction. But yeah, I've been in there. It's an interesting place. I don't know why, but the two places are the funkiest smelling is lab and X-ray in a hospital to me. Sometimes respiratory therapy with Sidex and other chemicals they use in there to do cold sterilization. A police magnet. Yep, police magnet. That's the police magnet kill switch. 68 people. Oh, wow. Countdown. This will be like New Year's Eve on Wednesday night. 68 people. Well, I wish I could. Well, there is There is a OBS add-on that I could put on, but I'd have to take down the show to put on the countdown thing for the actual count of who subscribed, how many people subscribed, not. But anyway, wow. Let's see, stimulate. They got these special rooms where they test the machines. The doors, walls look like they're 2 feet thick or something. That's interesting. But I've heard some scary stories. The reason why, here's a cool reason. These big O2 tanks, these E cylinders, F cylinders, G cylinders, are all made out of aluminum for one specific reason. They're not made out of pressed steel or anything like that. It's magnetic for MRIs. They can't take these things in there. And I remember walking into an MRI room with my lab jacket, and I think I had something metallic in my lab jacket. And my lab jacket started pulling toward it. I was like maybe 8 feet away from the machine, and my lab jacket starts poofing up like something grabbed a hold of it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got something magnetic in my pocket. It's crazy wild. But I could see how somebody could get stuck on one of those things and need that kill switch. Anyway, interesting. So, this is Unscreened Open Lines, and if you just want to hear me rattle on and tell crazy non-specific stories about my life as a respiratory therapist living in this old house that's haunted, don't call 931-994-6917. Growl. Yeah. Anyway, dark woods. What's up? Interesting, creepy, but yet vanishing and reappearing dark woods is exciting and confusion. The mystery and sight whispering is my forte. Well, that's a mouthful. That is definitely a mouthful. Have you ever? I'm not big enough to ever. I may be sooner or later to do line specific topics like, hey, are you a time traveler? Or ghost sightings or whatever, but, I'm not that big. I'm just a little old podcaster in a wheelchair with a microphone. But it's interesting, to say the least. Let's see. Paradox Fossil says, I can tell when I was leaving for the store and I felt a hand grab my shoulder, so I sat down for 10 minutes, then left. I would have been in a 5-car pileup. Now, that's a story. Do you think that was supernatural? There are paradox fossils? That hand kind of said, hey, buddy, you need to stay right here and sit down. That's interesting. Have you had that kind of encounter with something? All right, Sheila, let's go look over here to see what I've got and see if I've got anything in my messenger. And message, yeah, I got you. Screenshot, 2 screenshots. All right, well, let's see. All right, I got 2 screenshots, so let me save this to a spot. No, I don't want to save it there. I want to save it there. And I'll pop up at least the one thing. Oh, I see what you're talking about. That circle there in the background, way back there. That's interesting. And what's this one? Is this that? Nope, that's another screenshot. Okay, I'll save that one too. Let's see what we'll present this here in the chat. Well, not in chat, but I'll present this over here on my show on the, I'll about ready to say Dark Waters, but this is Chasing Truth Sean G. If you're over on the Paranormal Radio app, run over to YouTube. Chasing Truth Sean G is where I'm live at over there. I'm about ready to pop open a couple of interesting images that I just got. Looks like shadow people, maybe. It's interesting. I'll have to blow it up, but I can easily do that. And give me just a second while I sit here and mumble while I'm doing something. You know, I was doing this on the fly, and this is one of those crazy things where you wonder, well, what's he doing back there? Let's see, folks. All right, so you should be able to see this. Okay, I don't know why that popped up like that, but there you go. That's interesting. It's got, well, you got my Sean G stuff up in the corner there, but there is a screenshot, which, hold on just a second, let's pull this up a little bit and see. The other one is a little bit blurry, and I'm sorry, but I think this is probably the one that I'm going to use. Or is that the one I am going to use? Let's see. Or, let's see, what else have we got here? And let's see, another one. Here's the next one. Browse, and what was this one? This one? Or this? Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that one might be the better one. I'll have to. Yeah, there you go. Can't get any better than that. So you got these two screenshots right here. What's going on? It looks like it is a screenshot of a security cam. So what's the story behind this? I believe it's Sheila in the chat just sent me this over on Facebook. Appreciate the contributory stuff that you just sent there. It's always fun. You know, get this kind of interaction. Sometimes you can't get open screen or open lines, unscreened calls, but, you know, every once in a while you'll get like Flat Rock Booger will send in audio files, which I just played one earlier from Flat Rock Booger. Definitely go over to his website or his YouTube channel. Get that going. What do you think that is, folks? Is that I don't know what the hell that is. Over here. What do you think that is, folks? Is that something interesting, or is that pareidolia? I don't know. Bourbon. Bad SOB, bourbon in this coffee. Well, I wish I could. Well, no, I quit drinking a long time ago for some really specific. It looks like an outline of a goblin. I used that other one, the first one. This one actually looks like it's about the best going picture I got. So, let's see. Let's see if I can get it a little bit bigger. All right, give me just a second. We'll get this sucker as big as I can blow it up without getting too pixelated. But, you know, as you increase the size of these things, these pictures, you know, kind of lose some information as you're blowing it up, and it all looks like a interesting square blotches. But yeah, you can still see it. What do you think that is? What do you think that might possibly be? Thank you again, Sheila, for in the chat there on Chasing the Truth, Sean G. Appreciate you sharing these things out there. And, oh, wait a minute. Here's another one. She just sent this one. Hold on just a second. Oh, I don't know. Let's go ahead and see if the folks like this one better than the other one. We'll go over here. Got a third picture that's about ready to pop up in just a second, folks. And then I'll start paying attention to the chat and see what your consensus is on this, whatever the hell this shadow creature, I believe, is what they're. Well, I thought I'd be able to show it, but apparently this thing is not letting me do it. Okie dokie, folks. All right, let me do this and this. Now, apparently I got to open up another window. Give me just a frickin' second. OBS every once in a while has a little bit of hinkle here. And here we go. Hopefully I can get her up this time. Browse and hit this. Yep, there you go. Maybe we can get, here we go. Without the circle too, look at that. I like the non-circled versions, especially if you can see it outright. But what the hell is that? Yeah, well, I kind of stretched it out too much. Let me take it down a notch. There you go. What do you think that is, folks? All right, I'm going to start paying attention to the chat. What do you think that might be there on the screen? Well, hold on a second. I actually got a drop pin. I could probably get by here. Right here. This is the subject in question. What the hell do you think that is? Sheila, if you want to call in, 931-994-6917 and kind of tell us the backstory behind this screenshot of whatever this security camera is. Looks like security camera footage screenshots. I appreciate it. 931-994-6917 would be fantastic. All you that's just one of those crazy things. This is a screenshot. This ain't a play thing. This ain't a video. Unfortunately, it's a screenshot of a video. Is that a shadow person holding something? I don't know. What do you think it is? The video is way better. Okay, well, let's see. I'll have to go over here and see if I got it over here on Facebook. All right, give me just a second. Video. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I believe I do have it. You don't have to send it again. I believe I do have it. Let me give me just a second. And I'm opening it up. All right, give me just a sec. I don't know if I'll be able to play the audio, but let me see if I can get it over here. I do have the video. So bear with me, folks. This is Chasing the Truth on the Fly. Weird as it is, but it is Chasing the Truth on the Fly. So give me just a half a second and get this. Let's see. Let's go to Opera browser and get, let's see. I think it's in Brave browser. Okay, right here. And see if I can get this up and running. All right. Yep, there you go. Let me reposition this bad boy to where maybe, let's get it up just a little bit bigger. I think there is any audio on this thing. Probably so, but I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear the audio. I'm going to keep the audio off anyway. Who knows? But let's see what it is. All right, looks like she's getting in close. Yeah, kind of panning around there. I honestly can't see a thing on here so far. How far in is this thing? Let me get my other thing up here and run so I can see the chat over here. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, it's over here. I think I see it's right there under that light over there. I can see it way off in the distance. That's kind of hard to see. Way better. Interesting. Well, it's still going. We still got a little ways. It looks like it's 2 minutes, 26 seconds there of this video. And what caused you to take that video? That's the next thing. Sheila, what caused you to take that video? I got the video here, playing it there. But what caused you to take it? Trying to get, well, it's just little old me. If you're that scared to talk, just type it out. 931-994-6917. Please excuse your heavy breathing. Okay. Well, don't worry about it. You don't have to be scared now. I can tell you, the first, before a crowd talk I gave, oh, she's going in there for a little bit. First talk I ever gave in Republic, I could have drunk 2 gallons of water and still have a dry mouth. But not so much here lately. Honestly, I can't see. Maybe that's it right there in the back. Oh, there it is, right there. Right, excuse my French there. Right there. Let me pin that sucker. Hold on a second. Right there it is. right there. Let's see. Let's go here and drop pin this rascal and move this over. Whoop, 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 whoop. No. Drop pin it and move my drop pin over top of what this thing is. Right there. Right there it is. Took you months to be able to go outside after this. Wow. Yeah, I could see that. Did you get a creepy Oompa Loompa vibe from this thing? Just to let you know. That is creepy. Did it make a noise or anything like that? Shows up at 2:18 a.m. Well, that would be a little creepy. No doubt about it. Sulking. Is that a swing set or some sort of jungle gym or something like that in the background there? Let's go right here. It's at the 2:23 second mark, and it's walking. Look at that fucker. Wow. Let's go back up here to this thing. I've got it to where it appears. There you go. What is that? There you go. How's that? Everybody seeing this all right? I'm not playing the video or the audio. Because I've said fuck enough. So what is it? What is that thing? Right there it is. It's walking. It looks like it's walking. Does it phase into that side of that building there? I don't know. It's got, well, it looks like it's got short little arms. Or it did. Hold on just a second. Let's move that back to about right there. Maybe. What is that? Looks like a giant ape with a man's face. Yeah. I'll call. Hang on. Okay, Sheila is going to call 931-994-6917. And we're waiting to hear from the author, the videographer of this, whatever this video is. Now, okay, I'm waiting for the 931-994-6917, waiting for that call from Sheila to explain what this video evidence is. What is it? How? Why did she, at 2 o'clock in the morning, want to go outside and take a video of whatever this is walking in the background? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Did I stick my nose out in the middle of the night and say, hey, I'm ready for whatever to happen? But I can honestly tell you, if you got security cameras out there in the around your property, you'll find out some interesting stuff you may not want to know about. Definitely, if you live in the woods like I do, or pretty close to the woods, you'll see a lot of deer, possum, definitely a lot of dogs and cats running around. Yeah, definitely call. I'm waiting. We're waiting for Sheila to call 931-994-6917. And I promise I will not bite. Will not bite. Yep, that's a swing set. It pointed at you. Oh, shit. That thing pointed at you? Holy cow. That thing okay. Did it wave at you or just what? Or just pointed? Like it was like, hey, I got your number. I know where you live. That's squirrelier than last year's Christmas. She's calling in 2 seconds. All right. So, what do you think this is, folks, before we get Sheila, the videographer of this video, which I'm going to go back and hit the play right here at this. I got her otter, as Miss T says. We'll go back here and kind of get it to where this comes into view. Whatever this is this a human in a black cloak at 2:23 in the morning? Some kid saying, hey, I'm going to punk Sheila in the middle of the night. 931-994-6917. 931-994-6917. Somebody just pop that up in the chat over there, if you don't mind. 931-994-6917 is the number to call. And it's actually waving at the bottom of the screen if you're on, you're on YouTube, so you could see it right there in red. Bottom right corner. Yep. Here we go. Give me just a second. We'll get this. I hope this is Sheila. Give me just a second to get your audio on to where people can hear.
Okay.
Is this Sheila?
Okay.
All right. So this is Sheila, correct?
Yes. Hi.
Oh, well, thank you for calling in. Thank you for sharing this video. So
Yeah, I'm excited.
what possessed you to take? What caused you to take this video in the first place?
I suddenly started seeing things like out of nowhere. About a year ago or so.
Okay.
And at first I was like, am I losing my mind? Like, or, you know, I'm like, did I like somehow open my third eye? Like through like too much cleansing and stuff? Like it was very startling. Like I was seeing them clearly, like shadow figures on my roof, in the woods, like, in my house a couple times, you know, and so I started trying to get proof, taking like just picture after picture. It started initially with just star watching. That's, you know, that's when I noticed them, when, you know, 'cause I'm up all night outside looking at the stars and so I started just taking pictures, and it seemed to sort of draw them, like me noticing them sort of like got their attention, you know, and so I started getting a lot more activity the more pictures I took. Started having weird paranormal stuff happening in the house, like the phantom glasses breaking when there's no glass broken anywhere. Right. My daughter started seeing shadow figures, my 9-year-old. But this one video, I was sitting outside, you know, just smoking cigarettes, looking at the stars and keeping an eye out for, you know, creepy stuff. And, I saw something like, so I was sitting on my front porch. What you're looking at is like the swing set in like a field to the right of my apartment. And I saw like something out of the corner of my eye, looked like a shadow darted by or something. And so I'm looking, and I noticed, like, I could see, like, it looked like kind of sparkles or like glimmers, like around the 3 swing set poles. And I'm like, what is that? And so I just figured I'd just try, you know, I'm like, something, I could just feel something was happening, you know, something was there.
Right.
And so I started taping, but I couldn't see anything, you know, and so I'm just panning around, and then, all of a sudden at the end, I see it, it looked like it, like, stepped out, and, like it just steps out from behind the pole, like, out of nowhere, like, almost as if it's, like, walking through a portal, and, it, like, takes a few steps forward, and, like, it looks like it, like, raises its, it looks like it raises its arm and points at me. Like, I have a really good camera on my phone, like, believe it or not, it's a Google Pixel. I did it with the night sight mode. On my Samsung tablet, you can't see anything. It looks like it's just like a blob. Like, it's weird. But on the right camera, you can see a lot of detail. It creeped me out so bad. I wouldn't go outside like after like 11 o'clock at night.
It looks like it just steps out where that swing set pole, the left one. It looks like it just steps out of the pole.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, wow, that is impressive.
I was wondering, like, maybe do the 3 poles like create some sort of, like, I don't know, magnetic, like, energy, like, thing, you know what I mean? I don't know, like vortex or something, or oh, it's crazy. But that's like just one of the many things I've experienced here since then. It's like all of a sudden, like, I just see things now. I had an orb float by me. I was sitting in the same spot on my front porch. It wasn't really an orb, though. It looked like a 2-inch long glow stick, like that shape of a glow stick, in almost the same color, standing upright vertically. It's like from the from the right, from that same area,
Right.
just seamlessly floated slowly by me, probably about 20 feet out. No, probably like 10 feet out in front of me and like 20 feet up. Just, oh my God, it was terrifying. It was like amazing and terrifying. I wish I had caught that on camera.
All right. So tell me how this encounter ended. How long did it start? Was it like the 10-second thing that I'm seeing now, or did you keep looking at
inside.
it? Oh, you ran
No,
inside.
I ran inside. I'm fascinated by this stuff, but I'm terrified by it. I am like, it scares the crap out of me. Yeah. But I can't get enough of it at the same time.
Well,
it's crazy.
I don't know how you. Well, I can see why you just wanted to not go outside for a while. Have you been outside since at this time?
Yeah. And I still see things. I see, very similar looking things. I see these like, they look like hooded figures with like white, like mask like faces. It's really creepy. Like just hanging out in the trees. They sort of like blend in, but you can see like, it's like the whitish face sort of like makes them stand out. I see those often in shadow. I have a picture. I have another picture of a shadow figure I caught on my roof. If you want me to send that.
Sure, why not? That heck, you can't not. If you're doing the kind of show like I'm doing, you cannot refuse something like that. Sure, send it to me. I'll see what we can do with it.
Yeah.
So, you guys in chat, what do you think this is? Do you see where it comes out of the side of that left pole on the swing set? That's what it looks like to me. Is there a portal there that it pops up? And you said it waved at you?
No, it looked like it raised its arm and like pointed at me.
Oh, pointed at you.
Yeah,
okay.
It was creepy. Yeah.
So where did it walk to? How did it disappear? You just said, "Oh shit, I'm out of here."
I just yeah. Like,
Exit stage right. Huh?
Ran inside.
Okay.
I can't handle it. It's too much.
All right. So I'm just like I'm gonna have to eliminate this screenshot for just a second because I've got it opened up where I've got all my other stuff, unfortunately. But give me just a second to get that off, and I'll pop it back up here in just a second. But wow. One man band said it's white as hell. How big was this, would you imagine? How tall was it? What'd you think?
I think it was probably about like 3 or 4 feet tall because by the gauging, like by the swing set, the swing set, I'm not that great with, measurements or whatever, but it's probably like 10 or 12 feet tall, the swing set. So
it's 5-6 foot, maybe, estimate?
So I think the thing is, I think it's probably like 4 feet. It looked like it was, 4 feet tall or something because of where the swings are. I don't know.
Could have been a kid that was out in the middle of the night?
No, because I had been sitting out there for like 2 hours. There's no way.
Oh, my God.
And I had been just very aware of my surroundings. Yeah, it was silent. It was like dead silent. Yeah. No.
Yeah, you kind of wonder who would let their, young kid out in the middle of a freaking night.
Right. Yeah, it was like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird. But as soon as you, get that picture up and I'll share it with the rest of this folks, is it a video or is it a picture?
Picture.
Okay, well, I can easily, get that up and see what's going on for that. Oh, there's Gypsy Road. What's up, brother? Definitely subscribe to Gypsy Road. Let's see. I think we were kind of looking at my 1,000 mark here. Just a second here. Let's see what I've got here. I'm looking at subscribers. I'm getting pretty daggum close to subscribers. Oh, I'm at 932. Holy cow. 60, what is that? 70, 68 more? Something like that. Wow. I don't know if I'll be able to hit that 68 mark tonight, but you never know. What is the light source on the house on the right? I don't believe the light's coming from the front of the house, according to Mogion Monster.
There's, I mean, the light source. There's other people's porch lights are on. There is a floodlight or something on the side of the apartment building across from me. It would be that's to the left of the swing set. Yeah, there's a parking lot, with kind of not very bright lights. Further to the left, I guess.
Okay, so just apartment lights, illuminating lights from the side of an apartment, more or less?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that kind of makes sense. And is this one of those you just don't turn it on, it automatically turns on at a certain time, or daylight pops up? Yeah, okay. Dusk to dawn stuff. Okay, gotcha. Hope that answered your question there, Mogion. Is there a light on the back of that house? Is what he's asking. So I guess that answered the question. It sort of looks like behind the White House with the dark roof, with the porch light on, the light sort of looks like it's coming from behind or to the side of that White House there, to the left. But that's just me looking at it.
Yeah, it could be, a number of lights. Well, a lot of the people leave their porch lights on all night. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the picture of that shadow person on my roof. Of course, I can't find it now. I'm nervous, and I'm like,
okay. Well, tell me about the story behind the shadow person as you're looking for it. How did you recognize there was a shadow person up there?
I could see it. I could see them. And I was trying to capture them because my boyfriend thought I was crazy. He thought I was losing my mind. And it took me about 100 shots to of clicking around, just panning around quickly, to finally catch one. Oh God, I want to find it. It's so good. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm using my laptop. I usually use my phone. I'm talking on my phone, and I'm not too good with laptops, so bear with me.
All right, that's all right. Just take your time. So once you got this picture of this shadow thing on top of your roof of your house, what did your boyfriend say?
He doesn't really he doesn't want, he's like, I've been down that road before, and it's too much. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to, you know what I mean? It makes him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've got family. I've experienced some things in the past.
Yep.
So, all right, I found it. Let me see if I can send it.
I got some family members, especially my late brother. He did not want to talk anything paranormal. He's an avid hunter, and I asked him about Bigfoot. Have you ever seen Bigfoot? No, I don't believe in that shit. But his best friend saw a Bigfoot. I've told that story a few times, and kind of scratched my head. But okay, bro. So your best friend can see it, but you don't believe it. All right, gotcha. But it's just one of those things. Strange beliefs. People, I've had people that I've worked with, doctors that was in the same lab with this one doctor, and TV turns on, turns off, and I'm nowhere near around the corner from this TV, and this doctor comes out of his office and says, Sean, what are you playing at? I don't know what you're talking about. Why'd you turn on that TV? And I said, okay, how in the world am I going to turn a TV on that is you're 20 feet closer to it than I am, and it's around the corner? And yeah, I've seen people just, they kind of, lose emotion in their face when they see something paranormal that they don't care to see. And it's like they get dazed. And you're like, what did I just see? And for whatever reason, they just wind up and not even look at it. Oh, yeah, I see that now.
Some people, yeah, right? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's almost like I caught it like in motion. Like you can see trails coming off it and like a little blue. You see the little blue orb to the right of it?
Hold on just a second. Let me get everybody up here that is on this thing. Let me get this setting up straight and present this evidence, whatever the hell this is. That's interesting, to say the least. Get this up and going. And seeing, oh yeah, let me increase the size of this. Yeah, what the hell is that?
That's what I see outside every night. Oh, God.
I don't think I have to put a drop pin for that, but what is that? So you see this every night?
Yeah. I've gotten their attention, from taking so much pictures, I think, that, they started coming in my house. Like, I've had 2 sleep paralysis experiences since this started. My daughter started having, like, awful, like, night terrors or nightmares, like, of these same 3 entities chasing her every single night.
Right.
It's become a bit oppressive. It's like, damn it, why did I have to start seeing this stuff? And I just enjoy my life.
Yeah,
But I think, my fascination with it is probably, I don't know, I probably brought it on myself because I'm curious. It's fascinating, but I don't want it in my house,
So, if you have you listened to the whole show? Did you hear One Man Band Tony talk about from a Cherokee perspective? If you start looking for it, you're not supposed to start looking for it because it starts showing up if you start looking for it.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I do know that, like, when you look at the paranormal, it looks back, right?
Yeah, especially if they know that you can sense them, they start looking at you.
Yeah. You're like a lighthouse or something.
Yeah. Miss T and I
did have a near-death experience years ago. I don't know why I didn't start seeing things right after. Like it took years later, but maybe that might have something to do with it.
I don't know.
I actually died, and they brought me back.
So what happened in your near-death experience? What did you see, feel, experience?
Well, I mean, I didn't... I guess it wasn't a near-death... It was a death experience. I didn't really, like, see anything, but I, like, flatlined, and they had to bring me back. I OD'd. I was on drugs. I'm 10 years clean now.
Oh, congratulations.
But luckily, there just happened to be paramedics in the parking lot, like, having their lunch, and they saw me, like, drop.
Well, I'm glad that you're back to be able to share this fascinating footage in this, whatever this is on top of your roof. Did you hear it moving around, or was it completely silent?
No, I didn't hear anything. I have heard what sounds like something walking around upstairs in my, like, we have one of those, like, crawl space attics, like, where you have to, like, push up, like, a panel. I've never even looked up there because it just creeps me out. But I've heard, like, walking around up there before, and it's pretty creepy. I just sent another picture.
All right. Let me go over here and see what you sent. Give me just a second. And
it's like a car.
Okay.
It's the side of a car, and it looks like you can see a man's face, like, manifesting out of, like, the side of the car, like.
Well, I can't really see that, but I'll go ahead and share that with the folks here. So give me just a second.
Like
I'll pop this up for you folks over there and on the YouTube so you can see what she's just sent me and talked about. But get a good gander at that picture. It's about ready to go bye-bye. Here's the next one. And this is a side of a car reflection, so to speak. Let me reduce the size of that rascal. There. Just a second. I got to get it. Sometimes OBS can be such a pain to work with sometimes, but then again, it's free and you got all this interesting. Let me go ahead and transform and just copy and put to screen. There you go. There you go, folks. Now,
It's
what
like
are we looking?
You see the sort of cross shape, like in white on the side of the car.
Yeah.
It's like the very top of it. There's like a man's face, like.
Oh yeah. I see that now.
Looks pretty clearly defined to me, but it's like it's kind of hard to see until you notice it. And there's
now that you mention that, yeah, I can see that. The face kind of goes up into like the door jamb at the bottom of the passenger side door window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yep.
That's interesting. So, did you see this with your eyes, or did you just take this photo and notice it afterwards?
No, I saw. You see the two, like the kind of amber and blue light that are like kind of above and to the right of the head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those were like sort of fading in and out. That's what I was trying to capture.
Oh, okay.
So those were like with him, a part of him or something. I was like, I thought those were eyes or something. I don't know. I was like, what is that? It was creeping me out. I'm like, something's over there. And so, I looked and I'm like, oh my God, there's a face there.
Gee whiz. Yeah, I can sort of see a face there. Now, folks, every once in a while you go into this paranormal stuff and you start looking at this evidence that people share. You kind of wonder, is this an adventure in pareidolia? Sometimes it is. Sometimes, But I can sort of see a face there. Yeah, I can sort of see a face there. And how it translates from my screen to OBS to YouTube, I honestly don't know. I have to go and look what the feed looks like.
I know, that's what I worry about. Because I sent like the video of the whatever it was coming out from the swing set. I sent that to a friend of mine, and he's like, what the heck is this? And he showed it to me on his phone, and it's like, you couldn't see anything. I was like, I felt like an idiot. So you definitely have to, you gotta have the right equipment to see some of this stuff, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. Well, Sheila, I thank you for sharing these interesting pieces of footage and pictures. That's wow. So I hope that you've got some way of protecting yourself. Do you pray, or what do you do when you have these kind of encounters?
I pray hard, day and night. Pray protection over my family and my home, and I use sage, and I got iron spikes around my garden.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I mostly rely on prayer. But that broke me out of sleep paralysis. I had it. I wasn't even sleeping when it happened. I had just laid down to go to sleep, and I had like just closed my eyes, and all of a sudden I got this creepy feeling, like like some, I don't know. I just got the creeps and opened my eyes, like feeling like someone was in my room. Mm-hmm. And I looked toward the door, which is like across from me, like looking straight down from my bed, straight across. And I couldn't see anything, but I could like feel like something was there. And I went to move, and I could not move. I was completely paralyzed. It was just it's the first time I'd ever experienced it. I was like, oh my God, this is sleep paralysis. I was terrified. And I started struggling, and I'm thinking in my head, pray to Jesus, because I've heard that works. And I tried, and I couldn't even move my lips. And I just kept trying, and suddenly it was like when Novocaine is wearing off, like my lips slowly were like, Jesus, like it was like, and suddenly I could move. And the second, like I broke out of it, this like, it looked like this little like shadow of a like crow shaped like thing like fluttered out of my room. Right from where I had felt the presence.
That's incredible. Well, Sheila, wow.
Yeah.
I hope that the paranormal kind of calms down around your house. It's disturbing to start
Yeah,
seeing
I've been
this stuff.
ignoring it because it did become invasive, like, just strange sounds and my daughter seeing stuff. So I haven't been taking pictures anymore, and I've just been ignoring it and, just not even looking around when I go outside at night. Like,
Well, like I said, if you start looking for it, you start finding stuff, and sometimes it's more than what you're looking for. And, this is just me spitting it out. If you start using cameras and video and audio recorders and stuff and reaching out, you never know what that mediumship that you're using this stuff with, whatever device it is, from Ouija board to EVP recorders or whatever, you're going to say, hey, what's on the other side?
Yeah, it's like an open invitation.
But you never, I've never had a satisfactory answer to folks that reach out and communicate with the other side, how they discern whether or not it's a good spirit or a bad spirit or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm like, okay, so if it's a demonic spirit, and to us, our lives to a demon is less than a blink of an eye, and they can outweight you and fool you. They know everything about you to a certain degree. More so than you think.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they entertain and mimic something in your life?
Exactly.
So that's me. But I'm always fascinated with people that says that they can. Chris Garcia is one. I don't know how he does this, but he's just one of those fellows. I haven't had him on in the last month or so. I'm gonna kind of give a break with the woo-woo stuff.
Oh, is that the psychic?
Yeah, Chris Garcia.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
He's a good guy. I'm not saying anything about it, but the woo-woo stuff, I gotta take a break from a little bit and start.
Yeah. I hear you.
But he's a good guy. Chris Garcia, was it that blue, I forgot what his name, what his actual email address is. I'll have to look that up. But you can find him over there, Chris Garcia Psychic, Chris Garcia, over on Facebook. He's all over the place. But anyway, thank you, Sheila, for calling in, and thank you for sharing this and being a part of Chasing the Truth. And you are a part of the growing alumni who calls in. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right. You have a great, hope everything, and I'll say a prayer for you at the end of the show, and hopefully everything will definitely calm down for you paranormal-wise. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. God bless. Thanks again.
Bye.
All right, folks. That's just that easy. Just that easy to call in 931-994-6917. Take another quick look at this, whatever this is in the side of the car. And that video earlier, what did you think that was? That was just, that's just one of the fun things, if you call this fun. Well, I guess so. Sasquatch, what's going on? Caucasian Sasquatch. Bob S.O.B. buddy. What's happening down there? Beefighter, Gypsy Road. Welcome back there, buddy. I just saw you pop in. Sheila did a great job. It sounded like she kind of got a little bit over that stage fright. And hopefully, if you call in and you got stage fright to the point where you can't talk because your mouth's so dry, I've had that. Definitely have that. The weird thing is I have it when I don't expect it to happen. But do I get stage fright? Absolutely. But this is one of those things when you're chasing the truth and you do unscreened open lines, you get this kind of stuff. Gypsy Rose says I'm natural to this. I don't know if I'm natural, does it come? It comes to me to do this. And I thank the good Lord above for this show. It's just one of those things it was put forth to me twice by Dark Waters himself, and I refused him. And the third time he come, and God just said, hey, what do you got going on that you can't do this show? And I said, absolutely nothing. And the next thing that happened is just like boom, boom, boom. got the equipment, got the microphone, got the stuff that I need to do, and here I am doing this on my own YouTube channel as we're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. Now, why do you say everybody's looking for 1,000 mark? Well, I can go live on my computer, and I can go live on everything else except for mobile devices. And I never really thought about it until today, which I had, what happened was today, my crazy internet, Xfinity, went out. It went out in the middle of the night and said, well, it'll be back by 11 o'clock or something this morning. That passed by and it never came. And turns out some truck ran into the internet hub for this region. And it just popped on. I was talking to Miss T, if you see her name pop up there. Miss T. And we were talking. I said, wait a minute. Hey, I heard my ring tone on my MacBook go off. I was like, holy cow, my internet's back. But there you go. I believe you can go live with StreamYard on the phone even if you're not at 1,000 subscribers. I'm not StreamYard I'm not a big fan of. For me personally, I'm more of an OBS kind of guy. But you never know. You might see me touch StreamYard every once in a while. But OBS seems to be more robust, and I go from one channel to the next without having to do a whole lot other than stream key. There she is, the love of my life, Miss T, with that hand held up, saying howdy do in the chat there. But yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, now, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you love it. If you want to, that's one of the best ways right now to, if you want to donate or tip or whatever, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and share it out. If you want to go beyond that and, PayPal and Cash App, both Graham SM2244. And the links are in the description over in the YouTube description. Gypsy Rose says, I'm working on OBS, so I'll be switching soon. Well, you just got to be, OBS has some bugs. Let me tell you this. OBS has some bugs. But I've learned, it's a learning curve. It took me about 2 years to get to this point. But holy cow, I love this software. Can it be buggy? Can it be a crick in my neck? Yep, it sure can. Holy cow. There's some times I could just delete it and go on. But God has seen fit to give me this software, which is free to use. Caucasian Sasquatch, I'm using OBS and StreamYard to panel. Well, I have, let's see, what do I have on my MacBook? I use Mac. I use 2 Macs actually to do this show. One I transmit from, and the other one I do a lot of calls off of, and I get multiple people. Rewind. I get multiple people on the same time if I've got a guest, I can use my other Mac to accept calls. You saw a 500-pound dogman. I would literally go into heart failure if I saw a 500. I think they weigh a little bit more than 500 pounds. That sounds like a juvenile dogman to me. They're beefighter. From the descriptions I have been told by people, I believe they actually had encounters with these things. I think that's just a little fella. But yeah, definitely go over to Mogollon Monsters YouTube site, Gypsy Road's YouTube site, and subscribe to them. I think they're a little hair over 1,000 each one of them. Actually, the Gypsy Roads, I think you're like 14 or 15K, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, definitely go over there. Never hurts to spread the love, especially, in this community. There's so much backbiting and infighting and stuff in this paranormal side of the community. And I'm like, hey man, if you want to say, hey, I want you on my channel or whatever, go for it. I don't have any problems with it. There's no sense in infighting in this stuff, but there are certain infighting and backbiting stuff going on here, and I'm kind of like, that's too much drama for me. Caucasian Sasquatch says, made this channel 31 days ago to start my content. I tell jokes. Well, that sounds good. 14K, Gypsy Rose says. Well, good for you. Stimulate says, if I saw a dog man, I'd probably lose 10 pounds in a jiffy. Yeah, I could probably say brown and yellow streaks on my end too. So, anyway, folks, let's see. We are in 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 6 seconds into this thing called Chasing the Truth with Sean G. on the Dark Waters radio channel on the Paranormal radio app, and Sean G. Chasing Truth or Chasing Truth Sean G, whichever one you find me by. And holy cow, for all the subscribers that just popped up to 7, 8, whatever, how many subscribed, thank you so much. Holy cow, I appreciate you. And, tell your dogs, your friends, oh, wait a minute. Let's see. I can't believe this. Holy, Jeff, oh my God, Jeff. I can't believe that. Thank you so much for that PayPal. Wow. Holy cow, thank you. Stimulate, you did not have to do that. Whatever I don't know what possessed you to do that, but thank you so much, Stimulate. And God bless you, and I hope that you're doing great. Holy cow, thank you for that generous donation. Yep, or whatever you want to call it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my God, that just paid my bill for about 4 months. Appreciate that. That's crazy. Oh my God, thank you, Stimulate, for that tip donation. Holy cow. Either way, folks, I believe. Thank you again, Stimulate. I think I'm about ready to call this a night. Yeah, Gypsy Rose said, yeah, there is so much fighting going on in this community. I don't know why it is. Why they, do you own the paranormal? Do you own Dogman? Do you own this subject matter? No, you don't. I don't. I honestly don't. Do I own near-death experiences? No, I do not. Did I have one? Yes, I did. But do I own that subject matter? Nope. Sure don't. But there you go. And, this is a growing community. I love sharing this stuff out. I love, talking to people like Gypsy Road, been on his show. Gypsy, you and I need to get a show together over here. Get you over here. Mogyan, same way. You've called in once or twice over on here. We need to just, get together and do a collaborative show. 60 subs to go. Oh, my God. Thank God. Thank you for folks out there. I'm like, wow. I can't believe this. Let's see. Christina, Miss T, tip of the day. Sean, always wear clean underwear in case of emergency. You're welcome. Well, I will do a confession. Mogyan Monster and myself do our shows in shorts. So there you go. Tip of the day. Hopefully do I can carry clean shorts around with me? I guess so. Yeah, sure. But there you go. I'll call in to your show next show. All right, brother. If you want to call in tonight, go for it. I've got a couple more minutes I can stay up. Let's see. How much time have I got on this show? Well, it's about 22 more minutes to the top hour. Make it even 3 hours. I'll go ahead and do that. If you want to call in, buddy, go right ahead. 931-994-6917. We're going about ready to do final calls for the last caller. Miss T, your girlfriend or wife? Miss T is the love of my life, the best love I've ever had in my life. Miss T is, for sure. Now, we're one of those people that we can tell jokes around each other, and it's crazy. I think if we actually did some of the comedy routines we do offline, this channel would be shut down so fast it would be ridiculous, but we'll just leave it at that. We have some fun together, that's for sure. Boxers briefs. Well, actually, boxers briefs is the European boxers or the non-European boxers. So, I don't know if you want to go into that kind of detail, but yeah, stimulate. Thank you, sir, for that generous, holy cow donation. That I'm floored. Thank you. Blessings to you, and I hope that your recovery, or getting used to a change in your life, a new chapter in your life with your mother, passing. And I hope and pray that everything is beautiful on your end and nothing comes. You'd love to host a cryptid show. Well, there's nothing to stop you. There's no law against it. You don't have to get a license to do cryptid shows. You don't have to do a license to do this. Unless you do something the FCC might say, hey, you need a license to have that pirated station, but I don't have that. Yeah, no. Okay. Boxers are losers than briefs being tight fit. Alright. Or you can go, well, anyway. So, folks, 931-994-6917, Gypsy, if you want to call in, that's the number to call in. Final call for the final caller of the night. I'm going to give this another 19 minutes, but everybody should do a show. Yeah, why not? Why not? More the better. It's just one of those things. Have I improved or have I gotten worse as I do this show? I think I've improved a little bit, or at least it comes across that I might be able to talk a little bit here and there. But wow's all I can tell you. This has been some kind of crazy ride. I told myself, Mr. Sean, I have someone that needs advice on the situation. Well, I don't know if I'm the advice giver that you would like to know about or have advice from, but shoot. Sheila says, Sean, thanks. You made me feel very comfortable. Welcome. You're very easy to talk to. Well, I'm glad that you could talk to me that way. I think I come across like I come across with everybody else that I talk to. The only thing I do not like is drama. That's one of those things just grits my teeth, gets in my call, rips my shorts. Yeah, Cryptid World YouTube channel. Check his vids out. Yeah, there you go. Cryptid World YouTube channel. Cryptic World YouTube channel. Let me get that out straight. Real slow. There you go. 2 weeks maybe. Well, you never know. You get hang a sign out. You never know what comes up. What calls. I've had calls that maybe abduction. 29 hours or 23 hours before they called in. Had Bigfoot sightings, had Dogman sightings up in Alaska. Just hours before they called in. UFO sightings, definitely had a bunch of those people call in. Bigfoot sightings, had some interesting stuff that got a little bit of flash in the pan. It's one of those things with unscreened phone calls. You're not going to vet these people out. You're not going to vet an unscreened call with these people. Do they have interesting calls? Hell yeah. This last month has been one of those, wow, am I living alternate life here? The type of calls I've been getting is on the level of what I would consider Art Bell level. Now, I don't have these people that are, Men in Black calling in, which I don't want any Men in Black. If you're listening, I don't want you knocking on my door, showing up in the middle of the night, and putting a bag over my head, because this one-legged fat bastard will kick and scream if you do that. But there you go. Oh my God! But anyway, let's see. We got 16 more minutes before the top of the hour. And I think I'll probably, in 16 minutes, I'm going to say, hey, I'm done with this thing and call it a 3-hour show. But, hold on a second. Let me grab this thing. Sheila, thank you for calling in. We got One Man Band, Bigfoot Anonymous. Let's see. Who else called in? Oh, yeah, we got Wes, Vic, Thadeus Kray. The list goes on and on for now. Yeah, it's been a few great weeks, Mogyan, no doubt about it. Levi, if everybody remembers Levi, he spooked with his wife, spooked over North Carolina, somewhere in North Carolina, spooked a 3 Bigfoot, 2 male and female Bigfoot and its baby. And he spooked it because he went over into nighttime into the woods hearing a baby cry. And apparently the baby got the Bigfoot's attention and enough to where he walked up on this Bigfoot and the Bigfoot just surprised the shit out of him. And Levi, that was a crazy. He actually called in saying I didn't want to know be on live, but he went ahead and told the story anyway. Let's see. Caucasian Sasquatch says, I'm doing Cop Watcher show Saturday night. It's true but told audits. Then a game streamer Tuesday. Oh, that's cool. Game streaming. Game streaming's okay. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's like watching golf to me. Watching other people play golf. But I get why people love watching streaming games. This is one of those things. One-man band podcast. What did I do? One-legged fat bastard. Yeah, I'm a one-legged fat bastard. That's for sure. Well, I can't help it. Miss T bought me a T-shirt that has, it charged me arm and leg, but I negotiated. Now, I'll lay that one on her doorstep, but she did that. And I got one that she bought me. He says, what are you looking at, you two-legged freak? That's interesting. I wore that into a couple of grocery stores, and they kind of look at me. All right. But, hey, if you can't laugh at what makes you different, why can't you laugh at all? But there you go. That's what makes me different. I stoned myself is too personal to ask how you lost your leg. Well, I was stupid enough to go drunk driving. And I was in a car wreck that, good God, nobody lost their life. I was the worst, caught the worst end of it. Wound up having necrotizing fasciitis, flesh-eating disease, bacterium in my left leg. 7 days later, I was in an ER with my leg looked like Freddy Krueger got a hold of it. And they had to do 2 separate amputations, one below the knee and one above the knee. And that's how I wound up having a near-death experience. Let's look. Oh, I got the last caller coming in. Give me just a second. The unscreened caller, you're about ready to go live, so prepare yourself. And unscreened caller, where are you from and what's your name?
Well, I'm trying to figure out my name here. This is Gypsy Road down in the Seattle area.
Gypsy Road, buddy. What's going on, brother? What time is it there?
No. Well, it's only 8:42, but when you say to call in, I was upstairs, and the thing is upstairs, all the kids in the bedroom, homework. So I got to go like downstairs. I got to go outside, go downstairs into like my little office, so I don't wake anybody up.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Everything going great on your end?
No, everything is going good. You know, I'm really enjoying your calls. Your last caller, she was great.
Yeah, Sheila was.
No.
She done a lot of fussing in the chat before she called in. I don't know if I want to call in or whatever, but she was right out of the starting gate. Boom! I got this story, and here it is. So she did fantastic.
Oh God! And I love looking at footages, you know, and like you said, use your imagination. You know, it's like you said, you know, it's like it's up to you if you want to believe what you're seeing there. But just getting those footages, it just like you said, sometimes makes your hair like crawl up because of all the footages you get. You know, you can't say every single one of them is fake or not real or whatever. You know, you only need one to be real, and it just makes you think. Like that car picture, like you can kind of see that face and that body there. It just really makes you think. It's cool how people take pictures wherever they're at. And I'm talking too much. I apologize. You know, with your cameras, and then you go back and you look at your pictures and you look at your footage. You're like, holy Christ, did I actually catch something? I mean, those are the best.
Yeah, this is one of those things you go back and what did I catch on that photograph or that video? I've caught some crazy crap in my house that some of it I cannot talk about other than say I've caught some crazy crap in my house. And it's one of those head scratchers, and I live in this house by myself. And this stuff goes on. Like, I don't know if you heard that part where 2 days ago I had a paranormal encounter with a shadow behind me. But yeah, that stuff, yeah. I was rolling down the hallway. I think it was a little after midnight. I wanted to go grab me a sandwich or something in the kitchen. And the lights were on, the lights were behind me, and something dark blocked out the light. And I looked back down the hallway and nothing was there. And Miss T remoted into my cameras and looked at the footage, and she said, I see something. Which I need to get with her after the show. We haven't really hashed that one out yet, but you never know what's going to come of that. That's just one of those things.
You don't, some things you just, you question yourself, like, is this just luck? Because about a year ago, I lost a brother about a year ago. I had a brother who was transitioning into a woman. He was transitioning. There's nothing wrong with that. That's normal. And
your life, your body.
And he lost his life. And then I have a good friend from a paranormal channel called the Paranormal Veil. She's been on my show a couple of times. She's a known medium. She's actually done some cases with the police stations. She actually done some cases and all that. So I feel like she's a real person. I was live on the show, and she was in the chat, and she wrote something in there like, "Who's that woman behind you?" On there, doing a live show. And I'm like, well, what is this person wearing? And it was so weird because she identified like the clothes my brother turned sister, I guess you could say, was wearing before, he or she lost her life. And it was just like, and it was just like a week later that happened. And it was like, and I didn't tell nobody on the phone or the channel that, private law, family loss. And it was just like, wow, did she really see him? I mean, it's just, the timing was just like so weird, and it really does make you think, like, is there something there giving you a message, trying to tell you something?
Oh, well, okay, here's the first thing that really got me to the point where I thought I kind of had a handle on, this thing we call life. And I walk into a room and revive a lady that was flatlined. Next day, go in and talk to her, and she said, you were there last night. Yeah, I was here last night. I was floating above the bed watching, and she explained exactly what I was doing. And that was one of those holy cow moments. There was something more to this life than what I was seeing. That was it. Now, did I see ghosts before? Yeah. Seen all kinds of ghosts before that. But a little lady that had, I was in tobacco country in southwest Virginia, in Lee County, actually. And this little old lady probably knew more about how to hang up tobacco than anything medical. But telling me what I was doing with her while she was dead. And I'm like, wow. And she explained who was doing what and who was not there and who was here that was not there that night. And she was flatline dead, no electrical activity from her heart whatsoever, and she never recovered, to my knowledge, to the point where she could wake up and say, I'm awake, what's happening, until the following day. And that was my first dip into, there's something beyond the veil.
Oh, there is. And I think that's what sometimes I try to look for, like answers to life. I always felt, for me, I love studying Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, but I feel like something about the paranormal is where I'm going to find some answers. Is there life after that? Now, Tippa TV, actually, I was on their channel on Sunday, and he actually said something to me that actually, like, wow, you are right. He was telling me, Gypsy, you got to watch what you're looking for, because sometimes if you figure out that there is life after death, it's not something you really want to say, because it might cause an effect where other people might actually want to in their life early if they know there is something out there. And I never thought about it that way. I'm like, wow, I never thought about that. That is very interesting. There are people that probably, we don't want that to happen, but can go down that rabbit hole.
Well, it's you just got to pick your rabbit holes that you want to jump down. And there's some stuff that you just wonder, why don't people believe this? I could see going through your entire life not believing the paranormal. You just not that connected to the point where you actually, you're consumed with your life, and something paranormal happens in front of you, and you kind of go gray in the face and emotionalist, and shake it off. You can't process that shit.
We talked about this. Well, on my channel, we talk about we talk about everything. Nothing is off the table. You can talk about everything. But back in the day when I was really trying to interview people about, I don't want to go into the Mandela effect. Like I don't want people to go, oh my God, I think I'm the Mandela effect. They're crazy. But I was interviewing people to find out what are their memories. Why are people having these memories? And all this kind of stuff, just really studying people. And when I found out from regular people, why don't more people look into this kind of stuff? And what I figured out is a lot of people just don't care. It's not that they don't believe in it. They don't feel like they have time to want to believe in it. They don't want to take the time to even study because life is fast. Life, You wake up in the morning, you get your kids dressed, you eat food, you go to work. The last thing you want to do is come home and get into some kind of rabbit hole. So I think more people do believe in this stuff. They just don't want to. They just don't care. And because that's the point that I seem like I was getting a lot from the people. So I know a lot of times it's easy to say people don't believe in it. I just think a lot of people just don't care to. Even though they might, they just don't care to want to investigate, kind of like what we do. Interviewing people, talking to people, reading stories, trying to put things together. We want to know. But there's a lot of people who do believe in it. They just don't care.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you get to the point where, like one caller, Levi, I just told about his Bigfoot story. He told that story while he was working for this company that was actually repairing a Star Trek Next Generation model while this program was on air. And he told that story to somebody in the crew, and he got fired for it. Literally. I can imagine easy, without any hesitation, saying if I did this, while I was in any kind of medical job performance or whatever, I would be in front of HR somebody or somebody I report to, and they're saying, hey, you either stop this or you lost your job. Hey, buddy, you said something too far out there. We're going to have to renege on our contract with you or whatever. Out the door you go.
Oh, yeah?
I have no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's companies that check social media. They check to see if you're on something, even though you're not even talking about anything about the job you're at. You need to have social media, especially what we talk about, that kind of stuff. They're like, no, we can't have you here. You're going to discourage our customers. Like, well, how would your customers even know that I'm even doing the show? But you're right. You're so right. I was actually, at one time, I was a plant manager for a cable company, and there was a guy. Now, he did it actually at a customer's house. He went on a customer's house, fixing the internet, and then he went on social media, and he was bad-mouthing somebody. Now, he wasn't bad-mouthing the company, but he was bad-mouthing somebody at a job, and he told one of his cable friends, and that friend told human resources, and the next thing I knew, I had to let this guy go. There was no second chance, no third chance, but companies don't play games with that.
No, they don't. Well, if you're too out there, you're not part of the normal middle-of-the-road mainstream media kind of mentality. If you're outside that, you're out the door.
Yeah, especially the things we talk about. But let me ask you something. Do you feel that there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing? Something's pulling you to do this, to talk to people. You ever feel like there's a reason why you're doing it, or
Absolutely.
is this something you loved?
The reason I'm doing this is when I had my near-death experience. I argued with God. God wanted me to stay there. I argued with God to come back, and I said, I've got to help 8 people. 8 people I argued about. I said, I've got to do this and this and this with this person and, go down the line. And God said, all you have to do is just wait a minute or wait a moment, and they'll be here and everything will be fine. And I just made a decision. I said, no, I got to go back. And the next thing I know, I hear and feel a hand on my shoulder and said, this is going to hurt. And that's the first audible sensation I ever had in that near-death experience. The next thing I know, I was falling and getting colder, physically colder. And I wound up back here with 2 nurses over top of me praying. And now I am, I kind of look at this as a gift from God, because D.W. Dark Waters approached me twice before and said, hey, we need to do a podcast. We need to do this. We need to do that. And I turned it down twice. The third time he said, hey, it's time to do this. And something inside of me, God said, hey, you have no reason not to do this. And the next thing I know, I had all the equipment, everything I needed to do. And come to find out, everything that's associated with this audio, synthesizers and all this stuff, paralleled all the equipment I had in the EEG lab and sleep lab. And I was like, well, I understand this. So I kind of wonder, well, maybe I had OJT, on-job training, for this already.
Wow.
And, I already had public speaking experience. I've been in front of crowds telling, doing medical talks and stuff about sleep and respiratory this and respiratory that. Kind of wonder, was I being trained for this?
Wow. I can see that. What happened to me was, I don't know how much time you have. I don't want to.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You're the last caller tonight, so right as long as it goes.
When I was a baby, my mom at the time, my mom, she actually wrecked a car. And as a baby, I actually flew out of the car. I flew out. Apparently, what I was told, I hit a rock, and apparently they don't know how I survived. My grandpa was a minister for a church, and he used to tell me that he used to call me his miracle baby. He goes, there's not been a lot of cases of babies flying out of a car and surviving. Because after the accident, my mom left. So I never seen her for 17 years. Because she apparently, part of the guilt was, she could have killed me because she was actually on something during that time. But I was a baby. I don't know. But it just makes you think. Because there was that time. Maybe why am I alive there? There was another. Because all through life, there was a time when I was like 5 years old. We're in the mountains. And there was snow across the street. And my father told me in the car, stay in the car. Do not get out. Of course, like a kid, I get out. I start going across the street. A truck drove down the hill, hit the brakes. I mean, you heard it, and actually hit me from behind. And I still remember flying through the air, flying out of my shoe, rolling on the road. And I think I've heard I gave almost every single grown-up a heart attack where they all thought they were going to have a heart attack and die. And they ran over there. I got up. No broken bones. Nothing was broken. I think I had a bruised butt, few scratches, and all I wanted to do was keep running into the snow. And then later in life, I had a metro truck on job, totaled my work vehicle on my driver's side, and I walked out of it somehow without a scratch. And don't get me wrong, it's not like Unbreakable. I get cut, I get bruised, I get sick, but sometimes you sit there and you're like, how many chances am I getting at this life? Am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be talking to people? It makes you think, right? I mean, it really makes you think.
Yeah, it does. Well, as a little kid, you got your own kids. They bounce like balls. You could probably do the same thing they did and they got away with it with barely a scratch or a bruise. And you do the same thing, you broke a bone. So
Here,
let me watch this.
Can't go through that now.
Yeah, you can't go through that now.
But it just makes you think, because there was actually some damages as a kid. I had to learn to kind of like speak again. And I mean, I actually had to take speech classes, all the way to junior high because of all that, and of course, so like you said, social media can be a cruel thing.
Right.
There's every day that I look at comments, people like, how come you speak like this? How come you speak like that? And it's like, I'm not going to go on air and tell everybody my story, that some issue that I have, it's like, dude, it's easy for somebody to sit behind a computer, a keyboard, be like a Tarzan, even though I know I'm not an expert, speaking all that, but doesn't mean I don't have nothing to say. I'm like, at least I'm doing this, at least I'm talking, and these people just behind, like you said, just right, all they do is right. It's like, what are they doing? And they're bashing you, talking about these cryptids and UFOs. And like, what are you even doing watching us in the first place if you don't even agree with it? So
well, you got your both ends of the the paradigm here. You got the people that just absolutely love it. You got the people that absolutely hate it, and you got the ones that, well, this is entertainment. But there is a whole section of trolls that's all they fucking do is they troll. No matter what, they'll take the opposite position of you. It's like being on the high school debate team, but they're out to make sure that they shine. Okay, whatever. That makes you feel better that your shit don't stink. All right, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. And you also have to also be careful on the people that you even talk to on YouTubers. Like you and I were friends. I know I can trust all you guys, but there was a time like last year when I was talking to a group, you're like, oh, they're a cool group. We're cool. But then you do a show and you say something that's a different opinion from them. Next thing you know it, they're calling you names. They're calling you Sheila. I actually had another channel make a video and calling me out, calling me a liar, calling me Sheila, just because I disagree on a different opinion on what they have. And I'm like, wow. Even on social media, even people you talk to, you got to be careful who you're talking to, because some of them you don't realize because we're not seeing each other in person. We're talking to people from New Zealand, UK, New York, every other state, and then they turn around like, oh my God, they just did a hit piece on me. Like what?
Well, you never.
I don't know if you ever have that.
Well, I sort of, in the past, I've interviewed a couple of people that wind up, they are definitely not, reputable people. Okay, well, it's Unscreened Open Lines. How the hell should I know? If they call, it's like, you called in that number. Did you hear anybody say, what are you going to talk about? Nope. So, okay. All right, somebody came on, told their story. Were they reputable? I don't know. Sounded pretty good. But, I actually talked to Miss T tonight, earlier today, or yesterday, maybe yesterday when we said this. Should I do something like truth or consequences, or was it truth or trash kind of stuff, and have a vote for people that call in to the show and tell their stories, and in the chat say, hey, type 1 for this if it's true, type 2 for if it's false, or 3, I don't know, maybe so. I kind of threw that at her. Maybe. I don't know. I might do that once to see how it goes and go from there.
Yeah,
but,
that would be interesting. Yeah, I can see your point, because if you do that, you wonder who's ever calling in, are you going to scare people off from not calling in because you don't want to get voted as people thinking that you're lying?
I think we approached that. I don't know if Miss T said that or I said that. I said, well, there's an upside to it and there's a downside to it.
There's a downside. The fun side is for people to chat. You get to have fun, you get to vote, but the person calling in, they might not like the results that you're giving. Because listen, we all know there's better speakers than others. Two people could tell you the exact same story, but one person is just a way better speaker. So you'll believe that person, but you won't believe the other person. But he's actually telling the same story, but he's just not as good as a storyteller. So there's a lot of things you got to think of. So you guys should try it once.
I don't want to scare off anybody that wants to call in and tell their story. Now, I've had people that are so nervous, which I was kind of wondering if Sheila was going to be that nervous, but she came through like a champ. I've had people come on here and you could hear they were shaking with their voice, but they had incredible stories. Like, I forgot what her name was, but she was pushed into a dying down fire pit by Dogman. She got lured out by, I think, infrasound from her kitchen, and then got tossed into it. She had pictures of where she had second, third degree burns on, I think, the left hand side of her body. But you could hear it. She was reliving that moment, telling that story. And I was just giving her giving her time to breathe and all this other stuff. And people were talking, well, why she don't tell the stuff and tell the story? I was like, well, she's reliving the fucking thing. You want to hear the real shit, or you want to hear the practice shit? If you want to hear somebody to practice it. Yeah.
I had Donnie Miller came on my show and telling me his Bigfoot story, and he was just telling the story so well. Usually after 2 hours, I'm done. But we went an additional 2 hours because he really got into his story, and it's like, you don't want it to stop because you got the real deal. You got the real passion because you're seeing it in his eyes. I agree with what you're saying. You can't stop this. You got to let this keep going.
All right. Well, it's just one of those things. When you recognize you got somebody that's, hey, they had an experience and they are reliving it on air, you got to give them all the room to actually tell the story. Time, room, whatever you want to call it. Mm. But, you want to hear the real deal, or you want to hear somebody that just sat there and I wrote this story an hour ago. I'm going to go on Sean's show or on Gypsy's show and say, hey, this happened to me, and start reading it off. Or do you want to hear the inflections and the emotion in the voice as they try to retell something that just traumatized them? If they get up the courage to do that, I kind of look at it that for every one caller, there's about a dozen other callers that negotiated with themselves and said, no, I'm not going to call in.
Well, we always welcome new people to jump on our channel all the time, and a lot of people have, they're doing the same mistakes. Not the audio's off, whatever's off, but hey, you'll get it. More you do it, better you get, and then one day you hope that they do shows. I mean, that just makes you feel so great. Like you're the channel that I jump on. But I tell you what, Sean, I know it's really late for you. I know we probably went a little past over, but I just want to say, Sean, you're doing great things for the community, letting people call in, telling their stories, and you're not really screening. I mean, you're saying, come on, and then you're screening while they're on the call, and a lot of channels won't do that. A lot of people won't do that. People have to know who's calling in, who they are, and they screen behind the scenes. You're taking a chance to say, just come on, tell me your story, and we need more people like you out there. And so you're doing fantastic work.
Yeah, how many times have you seen on any kind of podcast that, you see them, say, okay, tell me a little bit more about your story, and then hop on the channel, which sometimes I may do that, say, okay, like with Sheila, she said, hey, let me send you some stuff. I seen that, and I said, okay, well, call in. I want to hear this story. But 99% of the time, 99% of the time, it's like cold call. I don't know who's on that other end of the 6917. But, every once in a while for the regulars that call in, I'll have them already in my Skype. And, I know who's calling in sometimes. Most of the time, I have no clue. Actually, Miss T and I argued about, quit saying their area code when they come on. I said, okay, how big is the area code? How many people has this number of 224 or whatever? Okay, well, I quit doing that at the request of Miss T. So kind of give you the anonymity.
Same thing's happened to me. My wife goes, don't tell them that He's in Fresno? Oh, come on. Fresno's a big-ass city. You're not going to narrow it down to the street or the block or the house he's at. Fresno County is huge.
Yeah, well, okay. It's like I live in Wise County, Virginia, and it's rural. It's not as rural as some of the counties that's across the border in Kentucky, but there's a lot of fucking people here. Okay, so you know what county I live in. Good luck finding me. All right. Well, if you find me, you don't want to know what's on my walls or what may be some sort of injector I've got that makes a big bang. So, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Well, my YouTube channel tells you that I'm in Seattle.
Hey, whatever. But it's just one of those things you got to pay attention, and the anonymity is still here until we get to the level of China's got. You can't get on the internet without having your identity present. They watch you tooth and nail every second, every stroke you put on a keyboard. They already got it locked and got your name attached to it. And unfortunately, I think that's the way this is going to happen over here. Hell, I've got to use a VPN to go on certain sites just because you can't go on certain sites. You get these region locked movies, like you go over on Netflix. Hell. Sometimes you can go up in Canada and use the VPN. You can see a lot more on Netflix versus United States side. Or go over in UK. Hell, they got all kinds of interesting stuff that, oh, wow. I have to pay for that over here.
There's different licensings in different countries, like stuff on CBS. Or, we have the Paramount stuff, but some of that stuff can't be licensed in the UK, but they can sell the license to Netflix to show it. So it is interesting on different countries. They can show different things just because all the weird licensings on how that works.
Oh, yeah. But, eventually I think they'll probably bypass the ability to use those VPNs to get those region-locked contents that you pay for in the first place.
Yeah. Hey, I don't blame you.
But,
Well, beyond that,
it is
beyond that, Sean, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for letting me on, and hopefully I didn't bore the chat. Hopefully I was all right, and then I'll hang up, and then I'll talk to you later.
All right, I flashed your YouTube channel up on the screen there just a minute ago, so definitely go over to Gypsy Road 101. Gypsy Road 101.
All right, everybody,
brother.
No problem. Have a good night, my friend. Talk to you later.
You too. Bye bye. All right, there's Gypsy Road, and that is the last caller on the Unscreened Open Line Zone, Chasing the Truth, Sean G. And as with each and every show, which let me back up here and give thanks to the callers. Hold on just a second. Let me pull out my list here. Make sure I got everybody listed here. All right. Well, first off, One Man Band Tony, thank you for calling in. Bigfoot Anonymous. Thank you, buddy, for calling in as usual. And let's see, we got Thadeus Kray, Wes over there. Holy cow, and Sheila. Sheila, I don't know what in the world you were so nervous about, but you did a fantastic job calling in, and your stories was wonderful, and the video and the pictures that you shared gave me the ability to share that story, and took it that extra mile. Thank you for calling in, Sheila. You were fantastic. And, of course, Gypsy Road 101, go to his YouTube channel. Mogion Monster, definitely go over there and follow him. He's got a fantastic platform over there. He does it a little bit different, but I think we're pretty much lockstep in what we're chasing right there. We're chasing the truth, both he and I, and Gypsy Road. One Man Band and everyone else. Caucasian Sasquatch, I appreciate you finding my channel there. But Stimulate, brother, thank you for that tip, that donation. That just floored me. God bless you, and wow, thank you. And I hope and pray, and I've been praying for you and your family. That is just, anybody that goes through a loss in their family, somebody just as close as Stimulate's mother, Janice. He was on the show, and we prayed for his mother on the show a couple times. But, thank you. So, folks, as I do each and every show, I'm going to say the closing prayer and then get out of here. Dear God in heaven, thank you for today. Thank you for all the ins and outs of the day, all the people that called me before the show, after the show, during the show. I plead and beg that you bless each and every one of the listeners, the participants, the callers, their lives. Keep them safe and sound and prosperous. Keep them safe from anything that's evil, demonic, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, out for the ruin of souls of man. I plead the blood of Jesus Christ on everyone. I plead the blood of Jesus Christ on my house and keep everybody safe that walks in through the portals of my house. Keep me safe, keep my show safe, and thank you again for this show. Dear God, look after Stimulate and his family and send your angels of comfort and healing to anyone in need, including Stimulate's family. And anyone else out there that's in need, I pray for you too. Thank you, Father, for this incredible show. I'm like, wow, every time I get on this thing and pray to you to say, hey, talk through me. Thank you, Jesus Christ. In Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen. Okay, folks. Next Saturday night, I'll be over on the Dark Waters channel, over on Dark Waters YouTube, Dark Waters on the Paranormal Radio app, UPRN 107.7, UPRNTalkRadio.com. Holy cow. Every time I get off of this, I'm going to look back at the show and say, what just happened? Well, this is one of those nights. What just happened? Thank you for everybody. Thank you for at least participating in chat, or if you just listened for 10 seconds. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, definitely post Gypsy Roads and Mogion and, let's see, Bigfoot Anonymous, if you got that out there. Definitely go over there and follow those guys. Wow. And definitely, at least stick your nose in there. You might find some other people that are chasing the truth like I am. Or more so. You never know. I'm not the only person out here, and I'm not going to try to hog your attention. But everybody that subscribed, hold on just a second. I think Mogion was set there. Oh, well, let's see. Let's see. All right. Oh, 941. Holy cow, I'm 59 away from that magical number of 1,000, so I can go live on my mobile device. What does that do for YouTube? I don't know. Mogion's still waiting for that first check since he broke 1,000, so I'm not that frantic over that, but you never know. It could have come in handy today if I didn't have the luck of my internet coming back after a truck kind of destroyed the chances, almost destroyed the chances of the internet coming back on today. But apparently they did something over Xfinity. So thanks to Xfinity for supplying the ability to be on this live stream. Holy cow. Folks, God bless you. And if you want to reach out to me after the fact, 931-994-6917 or Sean G at IamDarkWaters.com. And I am out of here.
Do ghosts really exist? Are we alone? Is there life after death?
It looks like a giant ape with a man's face.
We've done some testing to determine if it is a synthesizer or not.
It's starting to come at me.
It's very difficult to do with